Are we ready? It's not even 7 o'clock yet. It's not even 7 o'clock yet. Oh, there it is. There it is. All right. It's time. Welcome to Order 42. Is there enough Order 42 logos in the... How's it going? How are you guys doing? It has been, it's been a fun week. It's been a fun week. There's been a lot of news. Comic-Con was a thing. And, yeah. Schnazzy haircut. Oh, you think so? You think so? I'm a little, I look a little oily. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Oh. That's better. That's better. I've been doing a lot of stuff today. I've been reorganizing some of the stuff, which, I mean, it doesn't look any different here, really. But, yeah, basically moving stuff because of, well, it's because of all the crap I'm buying. But hey, look, here's the thing. I'm happy that you guys are here. And I'm happy to announce that number one today was Cosma. Cosma was the first one. So congratulations, Cosma, on your first. And Bonobo Juice said Jean-Claude Van Damme as Dr. Demento in the MCU. Look, I know there's people that are fans of Jean-Claude, but please no. Please don't. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. But yeah, anyway, look, here's the thing. So yeah, I got some things in the last couple of days that I want to show. We've got things to talk about. We've got news, and it's going to be good. Oh, and by the way, for those of you who are wondering, last week, Sucker Punch went in the tank. And I got to say, man, no. So, Justice will happen tonight for those two liquids that just never seem to win. Justice is happening tonight. So there you go. But look, Pixel Phoenix is here. Robert Rivera is here. How's it going? Ninjinzu, of course. Ricky's playing Need for Speed Carbon. Yeah, I mean, it's good to see you guys. Carbon was dope. All right. Pixel Phoenix, how's it going? Good to see you. Let's see. Waiting for the old man on the hill to twerk. Well, it happened. It happened. Need for Speed Underground 2 is my number one, then Carbon, then Most Wanted. I was never a big Need for Speed fan. Not that I didn't like it. It was just I never gravitated toward it. In fact, racing games in general, I've just never been a big fan. I'm still making my way through Sea of Stars. So I'm way behind on games. But hey, Sea of Stars. Great direction, nice camera work. I mean, okay. Keep the oil in honor of wow, 77? He's 77? Wow, I didn't know that. You think the shine is bringing my youth back? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think the gray is doing enough to basically cement me as an old man. But that's all right. Jean-Claude is greater than Ryan Reynolds. I mean, agree to disagree. I'm going to agree to disagree on that one. Spoiler-free Deadpool. Yes, we are not spoiling Deadpool tonight. So if there's anybody that's seen Deadpool, I'm excited. I'm excited for you. I loved it. But no spoilers. Hashtag no spoilers. Because, well, that just wouldn't be good. Because there's some people that haven't seen it yet. So yeah. Sucker Punch keeps failing. I mean, well, yeah, the movie first, then the liquid. Martin. Welcome, Martin. You're awake. Good to see you. I haven't watched your latest video yet. I saw that you posted about it, but man, I've been busy. Been busy putting the stream together. I mean, it's some weeks are heavier than others. And of course, if you noticed, I mean, I did have a guest star in my thumbnail today. So, yeah. So it took a little bit more time. So, but yeah. And Bucho is here. Welcome, Bucho. Good to see you. Man, we got a full house tonight. About to buy a Logitech G923 steering wheel and shifter Friday because I want to play some more sim racing ones, and my old steering wheel is dead. I mean, I'm wrong, but okay. You're talking about Jean-Claude. I'm just not a fan. Just not a fan, and I've never been a big fan. He's too much of the. It's like okay. Let's put it to you this way. Okay, so you have Bruce Lee movies. If you've seen Bruce Lee movies, you know, look, they're pretty cheesy, okay? But the thing was, Bruce Lee had this raw, amazing talent to back all that stuff up. I don't think Jean-Claude's that impressive, but hey, I know he could beat my butt. I know he could, but it's just not for me, and that's fine. That's fine. How many movies have we talked about over the months and years of doing Order 42? Man, there's just going to be some movies that you say, no, Rob, I don't like that movie. Or I say, hey, guys, not a fan. It's just the way it goes. So there you go. Hearty congratulations to Cosma on your impressive firstness. Yes. I mean, that is a feat. Beating Ninjinzu to the punch is that's a thing. That's a thing. Having a midnight snack here. We'll be here for a while. Well, Martin, I hope you enjoy your stay. I know you typically you watch the replay, and that's cool. You know, I mean, anybody that watches for any amount of time, you just don't understand how cool that is. You know, how much I appreciate that. I think it's such a cool thing. But yeah, take a look at these wick jobs. I mean, look at that. I mean, that's just gorgeous. Got the old sucker punch cleaned out of there, looking good, and we have a new what do you call it? Almost like a new member in the lineup. This is called the Nitrous RDA, and it is on my what is this? The Clutch, which is there's no There's no electronics in it. It's basically power to RDA. So, and right now I've got it locked, so I can't fire it and burn all the cotton. But look at that. Look at that beautiful wick job. It's looking good. It's weird how the lighting changes. They're both blue to my eyes. But look how one looks brown and then it shifts. It kind of shifts colors. Very cool stuff. But anyway, we're ready to go. We are ready to go. So yes. Let's see. In your title, you have he's back. Who is back? Never mind. Yeah. Yeah. I just figured the Robert Downey Jr. basically coming in from this side, going, or whatever he's doing. Yeah. I mean, I figured that was enough. And I'm one of those where I maybe I should be more concerned about new people watching, but I didn't need Robert Downey Jr. in my title. I just didn't. I just figured he's back, and then having his face there was enough. And you guys would see it. And you guys would enjoy it. And that's what I do this for. I do it for you guys. So there you go. Bruce Lee playing ping pong against pros with nunchakus. Crazy dude. That man was unbelievable. Yeah. Bruce Lee, generally, Lee Harvey Dent. No, Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee, yes. Nice Rob Wick. Yeah, exactly. Do we get the Nuck tonight? Oh, the Nuck's happening. The Nuck's happening. And yeah, we're going to try the mixed berries. The one that you guys didn't want. And the other one you didn't want, the strawberry crumble. We're going to try them tonight. Mainly because I don't have any other. I mean, there's two more liquids that are in there. One of them is a liquid that I realized too late that we'd already tried it. So it's just another bottle of stuff. And then the other one is another suicide bunny, but I just didn't want to try it. I didn't want to waste because look, I'm going through wick like crazy every week. I'm having to clean out a tank because the liquids suck. It's not that big of a deal. It's not expensive at all. The cotton is super cheap. It's just, it's like I wanted to actually be able to enjoy the liquids. Now, here's the thing. These both might be fried butthole too, but hopefully not. Hopefully they're good. Matt Walls, welcome. Good to see you. Just re-wicked and I keep getting juice splash, so I got to check it again. Yeah, typically when you get juice splash, that means you don't have enough wick in there. Because that's called spit back, So basically, there's too much liquid being wicked too fast. And it's basically boiling it and then shooting it up into your face. That's what she said? No. Yeah, so that's a thing. And then you get dry hits if you put too much wick. So it's just, it's a constant battle, trying to figure out what to do. So there you go. When does RDJ get here? Wraith, welcome. Good to see you. I mean, let's be honest, okay? I'm going to be honest. Bucho loves it when I'm honest. I'm not going to have Robert Downey Jr. on the show, okay? I called him up and said, hey, Robert? Is that what he goes by? I don't know what his friends call him. I don't know. Anyway, I just basically said, hey, do you want to be on the show? And he's like, man, I'd love to, but I just can't. And I said, hey, no problem. When it's time, when Doomsday comes out, just promise me you'll be on the show at least once to, help promote the show, the movie, this movie that probably not many people are going to go watch. An Avengers movie? No. And he was like, yeah, that's a good thing. So hopefully by then I'll be able to have Robert Downey Jr. on the show. But for now, it's basically just a thumbnail. A twofer. And did I say hi to Carbonite? Welcome, Carbonite. And Rufus is here too. good to see you. Yeah. Pretty thin wicks, so I'm going to redo it. Yeah. And the thing is, like what I do, and this is something that you can't really see because you don't see me actually do the wick job, but whatever the width of the coil is, I typically cut about double. Now some people do a lot and they fluff it out and all that kind of stuff. What I do is I do double and then I twist it. I put it in the coil, and then what happens is you want it to be just right. You want to actually move the coil just a little bit as you're pulling it. You want it to be tight in there. And then you fluff up that wick and you put them down in the little catch cup or in the deck, and then you go from there. That's how I do it anyway. So yeah. Spit back. That's what it's called. Spit back. Again, that's what she said. We already have the number one Rob here. Who needs Robert Downey Jr.? I mean, look, here's the thing. Okay. I mean, they called me first, asked if I wanted to be Dr. Doom. And I said, look, man, I mean, my schedule, I mean, I would have to, there's nothing. I don't have anything going. I'm not even going to play. Okay. Robert Downey Jr. is the man. And there's a reason why they called him back. So, but I appreciate the sentiment, trying to boost me up a little bit. But look, here's the thing. There's only one Robert Downey Jr., right? So he said calling him Bobby is fine. Oh, okay. Bobby Downey. All right. Toy like a toiga? Yeah, exactly. I twist it through too. I do not miss making my own coils. The thing is though, depending on what you're building, making your own coils is better. And it's a lot cheaper, because you can buy a big old spool of wire and then just coil that thing up, put it in there, RDJ as Doom. Emperor Caesar, welcome. Good to see you. Let me do this and then this. Yeah. And then let me do this. Actually, you know what? Let's just get into it. You guys want to just get into it? Let's get into it. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to end this poll because I have a question for you guys. Okay? Let's see. Start a poll. Which yeah, let's do this. Yeah, you guys are going to pick what's going to be first. Or if I could type, oh my God. So you guys pick. We're just going to let this go for a couple minutes. You guys pick. What do you want to do first? What's on your mind? What are you feeling? We're going to do all of them, but let's let you choose. Let's let you choose what's first. He kills it in Tropic Thunder. Ryu's Realists, welcome. Good to see you. And yes, it's amazing. Amazing stuff. And it's actually kind of interesting too. You guys, what you thought about Robert Downey Jr. there coming back to Marvel. 43% said we'll see. 25% said it's a genius move. 18% said it's a desperate move. And 12% of you are comedians and chose what's an RDJ. So there you go. Pickups. I'm always up for talking about trucks. Well, it's not trucks, really. But it's actually kind of interesting. And by interesting, I mean probably only interesting to me and maybe two other people. I don't know. We'll see. But here's the thing. I got a book. I got a music physical media thing. And I got a Blu-ray. So I got 3 different types of physical media, which is kind of cool. I thought it was kind of cool, and I was like, "Oh, look at that! Look at this! Look at it!" Well, you can't look at it because you don't know what it is. But there you go. I watched Over the Garden Wall today. Hell of a miniseries, 10 minutes shy of 2 hours. Glad I purchased it on the DVD. Over the Garden Wall. I don't know what that is. What is this thing? Over the Garden Wall. Interesting. An animated television miniseries created by Patrick McHale for Cartoon Network. Interesting. There you go. Over the Garden Wall. That's it. That's it. Still haven't seen Oppenheimer, but I know RDJ won an Oscar for it. Having seen the movie, did he deserve it? Absolutely. Absolutely. He puts in, it's so weird too, if you think about it. So, he spent all that time being Iron Man, and in between, and even afterward, he did like, what was it? The Judge, which kind of bombed at the box office. I heard it was a good movie. I never saw it, but apparently just didn't do well. And then after Iron Man, he does Dolittle for Disney, and it completely bombed. And then he comes out of nowhere and says, I'll be in this Oppenheimer movie. And just, I think he killed it. I think he absolutely killed it. And it's weird because Robert Downey Jr. is such a good actor that I forget that I'm looking at Robert Downey Jr. He's that good in the movie. So, and I love that movie too. So it's kind of hard, you're basically looking at a Christopher Nolan apologist in a lot of ways, for movies that, maybe don't 100% work. I still like them, like Tenet. I'm one of those people that I enjoy Tenet. Even though a lot of it, if you really start to think about it, you go, that doesn't make sense. But I still like it. I still do. And then you've got things like Dunkirk was a little, a lot of people like it, but then there's a lot of people that are like, I don't know. But I'm a big Christopher Nolan fan, so it's hard for me to say other than, I think the movie's fantastic, and I think Downey Jr. killed it. So yeah, they're getting that money back on day 2. I think so. I'll say it. I was a part of the 18%. Well, you know what? That's the thing. It's such an interesting thing. But let's see what we want to talk about first, and then we'll get into it. I love Over the Garden Wall. Yeah, I'd never heard of it. Cartoon Network original, Christopher Lloyd, Elijah Wood. That sounds good. Don't forget Senior. Oh, I'm not going to forget Robert Downey Sr. And yeah, I would love to see Chaplin too. That's another one where I'm like, I just haven't seen it. I need to see it. Tropic Thunder's greatest role ever. It's pretty good. Tenet is great. It makes sense in the end. I'm not 100% sure it does, but you know what? I still enjoy it. Due date? Yeah. I said, what's an RDJ? Well, Ricky, that makes sense because you are a comedian. You are a comedian. I was right about Deadpool Wolverine getting 200 million opening weekend. People thought I was crazy. Oh no, the documentary called Senior. I haven't watched that yet. I've heard that was really, really good too. But no, I haven't watched that. But here's the thing. Deadpool and Wolverine, again, hashtag no spoilers. We're no spoiler, we're giving at least 2 weeks. Maybe longer. Because I don't like being spoiled. So I don't want to spoil it for anybody else. So if you're here in the chat and you've seen the movie, just make sure you steer clear of the big spoilers, other than, hey, I liked it. Or, hey, Hugh Jackman was really good. Or wow, Ryan Reynolds, man, he's a funny chap, that Ryan. He's on, from Canada and all that stuff. Good dude, a good Canuck, as they say. That's right? Yeah. Dunkirk just wasn't for me. Here's the thing. I wasn't a huge, everybody was going nuts about Interstellar. And that first time I watched it, I came away going, But I own it because I'm a Christopher Nolan fan. I still haven't seen Following. And I only saw Insomnia way back in the day. Insomnia, right? That's the one with Robin Williams. I still haven't, I've only seen that one time in Al Pacino, right? That's what's called. I've only seen that once, and it was before he got like really big. So I kind of want to go back and watch that and revisit that one. But Following, I want to see. And unfortunately, the Barnes and Noble sale ended yesterday, and I was like, I'll just wait. I got it on my wish list now. So next Criterion sale, I'm gonna pick up Following. Yeah, for sure, because I want to see that, and I want to see Denis Villeneuve's first movie, that Incendies. I think that's how you say it. You know, he's French Canadian, right? So I don't know, but I want to see that too. I want to see that. Less Than Zero. Never saw that. Never saw that one. There's so many movies. Dude, there's so many movies out there that I'm just like, okay, what did I watch recently? Okay, I watched 3:10 to Yuma yesterday. I watched Marathon Man. Anybody seen Marathon Man from 1976 with Dustin Hoffman, Laurence Olivier, and Roy Scheider? It's okay. It's seriously just like, huh, when it ended, and I was kind of like, all right. But yeah, man, I'm going back. I've been watching a bunch of older films. It's just I like it. I love watching older films, you know? Because I have no idea what I'm in for, which is great. There's no hype. There's nobody going, oh, well, I really, no, none of that crap. I just watch the movie and judge it on its own merits, and it's great. I love it. So there you go. It's not Deadpool, it's Ryan Reynolds. It's Deadpool. It's Deadpool, Ricky. I know you don't like Ryan Reynolds. I don't know if you do or not. But no, he's good in it. Here's the spoiler. I haven't seen it, but it has a Wolverine and Deadpool. There you go. I saw Deadpool and Wolverine. It's pretty good, but still the typical MCU movie. Glad comic book fans are enjoying it. I mean, see, here's the thing, and this is not a spoiler, but this is what I said in my review. I said, honestly, it feels in a way, it feels like those Saturday Night Live movies. You know, the movies where you take a skit and then you make it an hour and a half. When you try to add plot to what is essentially just let's have fun and let's tell skits, it almost, some of the magic comes away, because now it's like, oh, we got to do the thing. We got to introduce a villain. We got to do this thing. We got to do that. You know what I mean? Instead of having to follow that, it was just fun hanging out with the characters and them getting in little adventures. And that's fun. But when you add all the plot in, it's kind of like, okay, the plot is very by the numbers, in my opinion. A lot of people really like this story. I thought it was by the numbers. But I also thought it was really fun. A really fun movie. And I seriously, I laughed almost all the way through it, smiled all the way through it. It's good. If you enjoy the Deadpool movies and you're fine with a bunch of dirty jokes and violence, I think you're going to have a good time. Gothica. Wow, I saw that way back. I don't really remember it. Scanner Darkly is probably my favorite. Wow. I mean, I know why you like Scanner Darkly. It's got that same sort of rotoscoped animation, right, as Waking Life. I remember thinking, wow, that was interesting, but I don't really remember it. But that's another one where I would like to revisit it, because I'm a Robert Downey Jr. fan. I'm also a Keanu fan. So yeah, I would like to watch it again. Deadpool is not in the movie, people. It's just Ryan Reynolds, darn it. Ricky? I own a working replica of the Hand of God revolver from 3:10 to Yuma. Oh, that's cool. That's really cool. I wish you could go into the algorithm on YouTube and type words that you prefer not to see. I got the whole movie spoiled for me. I didn't even watch stuff pertaining to the genre. You know what's funny, Matt? I basically stayed off of social media completely, starting on as soon as the premiere happened. So other than jumping on to do the stream last week, I didn't get on at all, and I just stayed away from it. And the when I got home, I opened up I don't know if you guys do this, and it's one of those it's kind of like licking a 9-volt battery, and you go, ah, but for why do you keep doing it? Like, I mean, I'm not saying like over and over, like maybe some of you sadists would do that, but like, you know what's gonna happen. It's not a pleasant thing. But for some reason, every time I see a 9-volt, I'm kind of like, you know, isn't that weird? So anyway, my point is, I went to the For You tab, which is basically, here's all the stuff going on that's like, oh man, there's a lot of people clicking on this, you know, and it's some of the dumbest stuff, some of it's infuriating stuff, so it's political stuff, it's all kinds of stuff where it's like, why do I do that to myself? Anyway, I clicked on the For You tab, and yeah, within 5 seconds there was a spoiler. So I'm glad that I heeded my own advice and stayed away. I even stayed away from I was still watching YouTube, wasn't looking at the comments at all. Left the comments closed, because the comments is where they get you. Here's a spoiler for The Last Jedi. Okay? So if you haven't seen The Last Jedi, just do this for a second. La la la, and you don't want it spoiled, right? Yeah, the day I was watching a vape video and somebody spoiled what happens to Luke Skywalker in the comments. I guess that's not really a spoiler. La. Okay, you're good. And I didn't really spoil anything anyway. But yeah, the day of, on a vape video. It's like, it's, you know, when Michael Caine says some men just want to watch the world burn. Yeah. Like, why would you do that? So, yeah. Martin, you have a great night too. Good to see you. I need to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and end this poll. We got 13 votes and it's pickups. Y'all want to see the pickups? We'll do the pickups. But let's get caught up and then we'll do the pickups. It's not that I don't like Ryan. I'm just tired of Ryan being Ryan. LOL, he's cool though. But see, here's the thing, Ricky. There's so many actors that's their shtick. You know? They get popular doing one role, and then that's what everybody wants from that actor over and over and over. Now, one of the things that I like about Ryan Reynolds is from time to time, he will do a movie that's outside of his comfort zone. If you don't think Ryan Reynolds is a good actor, you haven't seen Buried. Buried. Excellent. Excellent film, and he completely carries it. Enough said. Because it's really good. 310 to you, Yuma review incoming. I don't really need to review it. That's not one that I feel like I need to review. Every now and then I'll watch one of these old movies and I'm like, okay, I want to talk about this. But that one, not so much. But yeah, it was good. It was good. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about that happening in the movie. And oh yeah, because I'd only seen it the one time. But I really liked it. And there's a ton of special features on this Blu-ray. And I only have the Blu-ray because I didn't even know there was a 4K of it. But I went up to the half price books and I'm like, hey, there's no price on this. And they're like, oh, we'll just give it to you for $3. So yeah, I got 310 to Yuma on Blu-ray for $3. That's pretty good. So Ryan Reynolds is Canadian, a smartass, and has given everything to that character since X-Men 3. He is Deadpool. I mean, kind of, yeah. You're right. He just plays Ryan Reynolds, so Deadpool is no different to me. I mean, it was made by the same company as Waking Life, and it's Philip K. Dick. Love PKD. I mean, of course, yeah. Rob went no-shill media. That's right. 9-volt lover. I mean, you got to test it, right? It's like tongs. Click, click. Yep, they still work. That's true. Luke dying from exhaustion is so effing lame. Well, here's the thing, though. They set it up at the beginning of the movie that not even the most powerful Jedi could basically transport their self to another place without them killing you. So it's not just, oh, he's tired. No, they set it up at the beginning of the movie. So that's the thing. That's why I'm tired of Dwayne Johnson. Okay, that I agree with. I agree with that 100%. But even more than that, I hate the fact that you've got this huge guy and he keeps doing things like this new Santa Claus movie that he's doing, and it's just like, dude, where's your Commando? Where's your Red Heat? Where's your Predator? And don't say, "Oh, well he did Doom. Oh, he did The Rundown." Yeah, 15, 20 years ago. I don't know. I said what I said. Well, so did I, Rufus. So take that. And again, works for some people, doesn't work for others. For me, it was absolutely like as soon as they said it, I'm like, okay, make a mental note. That's going to come into play later. And there you go. I did enjoy Six Underground. I still never saw that. Waiting was great. They said it take immense power to transport themselves. Oh yeah, that's what. He should have ended the call before he ran out of minutes, or used 1-800 collect and saved a effing dollar. Well, I mean, it's a thing. It's just a thing. But here's the deal. Now, it's pickup time. It's pickup time. And then, justice. How's that? Pickups, justice. All right? All right. First up, this is the first thing that came in. And some people are going to be like, it's cool though. This is the first book by this author I ever read, and I wanted this edition, the illustrated edition of Salem's Lot. I mean, this is used, but I got it for about 40% off. 60% off, actually. From Half Price Books. I didn't get 50% off. I got 60. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, it's cool. And, you know, it's the first Stephen King book I ever read. Now, I got to say, the illustrations are kind of okay. But look, I want to read this again. It's important to me. This story. It's so important that well, I need to read it. I need to read it because of the future. I'll just say that. Because of the future, I need to read this. And it ties heavily into The Dark Tower. And since I'd read Salem's Lot way, I mean, like I said, I was probably 12, 13 when I read this the first time. I want to read it again. And why not like a special edition of the book? Pretty cool. Pretty cool. I got this for $21. Pretty happy. Pretty happy. So that's one. Let's see, wait. Salad's Lot, yes. Derek, welcome. Good to see you. Pickups and justice. Yes. Finally, wait, hold on. Finally saw Alien Covenant. It was a good movie. I liked it better than Prometheus, even though I like that movie too. Covenant's got its issues. And that's one of those where I still need to do my Ridley Scott review-a-thon of the first Alien, Prometheus, and Alien Covenant. But that will happen. But yeah, I've only seen it twice. I need to watch it again. For sure. For sure. Lots of rumors on Dwayne's behavior on set, like peeing in bottles to save time and assistants cleaning up. Yeah, Phil, I mean, I don't know. I mean, who knows? Welcome, Phil, by the way. Welcome. By the way, Phil, I have something from your neck of the woods that we're about to look at. But I want to get caught up, so you'll just have to wait a minute. Arnold acted great in Maggie, but holy crap, that movie as a whole was so blah. He didn't play the normal Arnold though, and it was awesome. Yeah, it was good. It was a fine movie. That was one of those where I'm like, oh, I'm glad I watched that. Do I need to see it again? No, but I'm good. It's good. Why was the audio muted for a sec? I'm not sure. I see 0 dropped frames. I see an excellent connection from YouTube. So as far as I know, everything is tip top. And I have there's no mute or anything going on. Sell Hymns Lot. Yes. Yeah. That fade is clean. Props to the barber. You like that? Ooh. Sexy. Look, you like that bald spot that I have right here on both sides? Look at that. Both sides. And Bald spots right here. So if I try to grow a beard, it looks like I'm just still like sick or something. Because it just does not, it's completely bald right here. Right here from here to here. Like, did they grab me with something? Face hugger. It's got to be what it is. Face hugger. Anyway, good book and good miniseries. Where is it? Is it up? Did I put it up there? No, I put it over here because it's got to go on the shelf. On the shelf at some point. But yes, great. Good old David Soul. You know, Starsky and Hutch. First Stephen King book I read also. Really? That's interesting. Yeah, I read it. It was a paperback, and it was the one where it was like all black, but there was what is that, raised, embossed, whatever, and it's the woman's face. Yeah. Good stuff. Dark Tower. Well, here's the thing. Dark Tower is going to be supposedly a series. Mike Flanagan at Netflix. That's what they're saying. I don't know if that's going to happen, but that's what they're saying. Have we talked about House of Leaves here? I don't know. Actually, I have it on my list of things to read from you. I see it right here. You can't see it, but I can see it right here. So you have suggested it to me before. Yes. I'm an action moving guy, so I liked Covenant. A lot of good action in the movie. Oh man, there are some. I love Ridley, the way that Ridley shoots violence. There's a visceral quality to it that I love. I love it. I love it so much. It's a weird thing, but man, I'll just say when the alien shows up, the birthing scene in Covenant is one of my. I love it. I love it so much. And then in Prometheus, you got the surgery scene. Visceral and it's tangible. It's so good. This, and it's the way it looks, the way it's shot. It's the way that the sound effects add to it. I love it. So there you go. Yeah. Salem's Lot remake is so close. Is it though? I hope so. HP sauce or Yorkshire tea? I don't know. I've never had either, I don't believe. No muted, not muted. Happened around 7:30. I'm not sure, man. Maybe it's you, Ninjinzu. It's not me, it's you. Yeah, next time you have a breakup, that's what you should say. Hey, look, honey, it's not me, it's you. Yeah. A Dark Tower show starring Scott Eastwood. Carbonite? You're on to something. I don't have anything nearby. But yeah, he definitely has that. He could do it. I mean, I think he could do it. I have those beard jeans as well. Really? I got a mullet now. It's back in style now. Thank God. Wow, Derek. Wow. I've never been in a mullet. Actually, I did have a mullet back in 7th grade. That was quite as many. There's a lot of moons. A lot of moons happened since then. When your mouse drags the volume knob, but your mouse is on another app. I'm not sure. Pet Cemetery, your first Stephen King. Wow. Interesting. The Covenant movie. Underrated for sure. I've never seen, that's a Guy Ritchie movie with Jake Gyllenhaal, right? I haven't seen that one yet. And that's one of those where I want to see it. Rachel. Good to see you, Rachel. Hi. We're about to, continue with the pickups. Only Stephen King thing I have is Eyes of Dragon. That's a good one. I like it. That one's very interesting because it's not your typical, it's basically Stephen King doing a fantasy story with no cursing. It's quite violent if I remember. But yeah, that was an interesting one. I am curious about that Trap movie. Well, good thing that I'm going to go see it at 3:00 on Thursday. And I'm going to have a review if you're interested. I unwillingly have a mullet since it doesn't grow on top, but I'm too stubborn to shave my head, so I just rock the samurai move. Ah. No, not Guy Ritchie Covenant. This one is just called The Covenant, with teens having awesome powers. I don't know. Let's take a look. Okay, that just opened in a new. I've never seen that. Is it called The Covenant? What is the Guy Ritchie movie then? Guy Ritchie, Jake Gyllenhaal, The Covenant. Huh. I thought that's what you were talking about, man. But okay. Last closed tab. There we go. 87 copy. It's super clean. I don't know how I got it from a thrift. What are you talking about? Ninjinzu. Oh, The Eyes of the Dragon. Ah, okay. Very nice. It's Guy Ritchie's The Covenant. Oh, okay. I remember my cousin had Misery when we were kids. Would that have been a first edition? Possibly. And Rachel, Misery is a great book too. The one from 2006 is just The Covenant. Definitely interested. We'll look out for it, Rob. I like Josh Hartnett. Good actor. I like him too. I've always liked him, even though he was in some stinkers. I've always liked him. And maybe it's a kind of a Keanu thing. I don't know what it is, but he's got charisma and I like him. But anyway, Phil, from your neck of the woods, I got this. And this is going to be one of those where you're going to be like, oh, well, that's kind of old, isn't it? Well, yeah, but here's the thing. I wanted the one with all the special features, but I didn't want the stupid American cover. So I got the UK version. And the thing about this is that the American version of this, there are two different ones. There's one that has it's basically, I think it's just this, but with a really stupid looking cover. Here, look at it. Let me show it to you. It's just a dumb, like, why? Exorcists. I should probably do 4K. Yeah. Look at that stupid freaking cover. That is why would you? It's the ugliest cover I think I've ever seen. It's so awful. But they also have this one here, the Ultimate Collector's Edition, which has a bunch of swag in it, and it's got an extra disc with a couple of things, right? A couple of other little commentary things, or not commentary, but little things. But here's the thing. They're both old, like they were on previous editions of The Exorcist, and they're both available on YouTube. So I said, why not just pick this up? And this was, for whatever reason, was on sale on Amazon, and it came, I don't know. It said that it shipped from amazon.co.uk. But then it shipped Australia Post Global. So I'm not sure where this actually came from. But what this comes with is, the only thing I don't like about it are the ugly rating things. But no swag. 4K extended director's cut. 4K original. Blu-ray extended. Blu-ray original. But all the special features are there. As the same as that really super big badass one, except for that final disc, which, like I said, the stuff is available on YouTube. So I'm like, I got it for $23 and I'm happy, and I got a cover that doesn't look stupid. A stupid cover like that. Stupid. I'm sorry. It's bad. It's a bad cover. So, yeah. That is bad. It's terrible. It's a terrible cover. But the thing is I really kind of wanted the big bad one. But then I was like, you know what the thing is I'm all about the special features, man. As long as the special features are there, it's 4K. Dude, I'm happy. I'm very, very happy with that. Nothing beats that classic. I'm telling you, in this movie, it's the best horror movie of all time. I don't think there's any question. And on top of that, I've been on sort of a William Friedkin kick. Okay? So William Friedkin did this. Of course, he did The French Connection in 71. This came out in 73. I watched The French Connection a couple of weeks ago, watched all the special features, and William Friedkin, for whatever reason, I've just sort of gravitated toward him. He's one of those no nonsense kind of people that I really, really dig. So I'm really excited on listening to all the commentaries and watching the special features. And guess what's next on my actual watch list? To Live and Die in LA. Yeah, another William Friedkin movie. So I'm really excited to dig into all this, even though I've said it before. I'm not a huge fan of To Live and Die in LA. It's fine, but it's just okay to me. It's just okay. But that freaking disc from Kino Lorber is packed with stuff. So, yay. Let's get caught up. Yeah, that is a bad Goonies kid face. Yes. Did I like Exorcist 3? I watched Exorcist 3 the other day. You know where? I've watched 2 movies recently on Hoopla. So, where you check it out, because I went to the library town over and got a library card, which gave me access to Hoopla, which is like, sneaky, for free. It's awesome. And Hoopla has some great stuff, So I watched Exorcist 3 4 or 5 nights ago. And then I watched Marathon Man last night. Exorcist 3. It's kind of funny because I was sitting there going, I really like George C. Scott. This performance is way over the top. Like, there are things that he does where I'm like, I don't understand that. But I actually liked the story. And then to me, it felt like at the end, it kind of went off the rails a little bit, which I won't go into spoilers just in case you want to see it. I'm like I said, that came out in 1990 and I'd never seen it. So maybe you want to see it. Maybe you want to give it a shot. George C. Scott, Exorcist 3. It felt weird though. That last part felt weird. And then come to find out, reading the IMDb, William Peter Blatty, the original writer of the book The Exorcist, and then the sequel called Legion, which of course the studio was like, no, it's going to be Exorcist 3. Okay. Anyway, he didn't like the ending because that was a studio thing. The studio said, well, we got to have some sort of big scene at the end with the thing, the Exorcist type thing. So yeah, it was an interesting film. It felt very much of its time. It felt like a 70s movie to me. It didn't feel like a movie from 1990. It felt very dated. It felt very like it almost aimless in a way, but I enjoyed it. Brad Dourif is insanely good. I mean, he's really, really good. But I was also taken aback by just how much ADR is in that movie. That's one of the things, man. Watching these older films, the ADR is all over them, and it's really distracting to me because I'm a sound guy and I'm listening to things. I'm really paying attention to. I watch movies differently now, and it's not like oh, I'm special. It's just I see movies differently now. I'm looking at set design, costume design, the music, the way that it's edited, the way that it's shot, all of those things, and trying to take in the story all at the same time. And if the story is doing its job, then all of those things are there to support that story, and I'm completely swept away. But when I start paying attention to those other things, it's because the story doesn't have me under its spell, if that makes sense. So The Exorcist 3, I'm paying attention to all the things except for being really swept into the story. But there you go. That was a really long, wow, I spent a lot of time talking about Exorcist 3, which I don't own. But that first one is insanely good. I've only seen it twice. I've seen it twice, and it's one that I always wanted to own, but you know, it was a weird one because my wife is very religious, and I was like, is she gonna take it and burn it? She's like, what is she gonna do? Here's another interesting thing that I noticed when I got this. So, right, right, look on this side. Nothing. It just says 4K Ultra HD, 1818, Warner Brothers. Isn't that weird? I've never seen that before on a slipcase, where it's got the regular stuff on the side and then nothing on that side, where they're basically saying, hey, this is how you put it on the shelf. Don't put it on this way, you Nimrod. Put it on this way. I've never noticed that before. There you go. Let's see. Peggy 18. Yeah. I don't even know what that means. Unfortunately, those age ratings have to be prominent in the UK by law. I mean, I know, but damn, because I mean, even my Christopher Nolan set has it, because I got that from the UK because it was so much cheaper. And I was thinking, oh man, I mean, it kind of sucks that the Blu-rays, I won't be able to watch the Blu-rays. All the Blu-rays were region free, as are these. So it's all good for me. Now, my Battle Royale from Arrow, those are region locked. So I have to rip them if I wanted to watch them. And here's the thing. I don't care to watch those other movies because I didn't really care for the first one. So, and I know, Phil, I know you were the one that got me you basically forced me. You didn't force me. You showed off your Battle Royale set and it made me want to buy it because I'd had my eye on it for years and just never got around to buying it. But then I watched it and I was kind of like, meh, just not my thing. I mean, I can see all the things. I can see why it was, why people were excited about it. I can see why people were interested in it. It just didn't work for me. But there you go. Exorcist 3 is good. Has one of the best jump scares of all time. I mean, yeah. Yeah. But it's one of those where it's like, I'll give you an example. To Live and Die in LA is a great example of a movie that I think is pretty meh. But there are two things that people remember about that movie. One, the car chase. Two, the ending, which I'm not going to spoil. But because of those two things, oh, and maybe the fact that, the sex scene is very interesting. Anyway, yeah. So the car chase, William Friedkin, another car chase, one of the classic car chases, right? He did the classic car chase scene, which is kind of weird because it's just a car chasing a train in French Connection. But he has a French Connection in To Live and Die in LA as two of the best chases in history, right? Possibly history. Yeah. But the movie's just kind of meh. Other than those. And Willem Dafoe is absolutely crazy in that movie, but like in a weird way. I don't know. But again, I want to watch it again. I want to watch the commentaries, listen to watch the special features and all that stuff. Maybe if I get a better appreciation for how it was made, what are the choices and all that kind of stuff, listen to the director, maybe I'll appreciate the movie more. But for now, it's just okay. And to me, Exorcist 3 is one of those movies where, and they just released that on 4K. I think Shout did, right? They just released The Exorcist 3 in 4K. Which probably would have helped, by the way, because it looked on Hoopla, the quality's not great. But yeah, I mean, it was all right. Exorcist so good. It's telling two stories: girl being possessed and needing an exorcism, a redemption story of man losing and then by the end regaining his faith back. It's amazing. It's a great story. It's a great story. It's got it all. It's got all the things. And it's got Max von Sydow, man. You got Max von Sydow, you're doing pretty good. You're doing pretty good. It's part of the reason why I found Needful Things to be pretty terrible, but still utterly watchable just because of Max von Sydow. He's having so much fun. It's great. It's great to see. Hey, Rob, I got a notification or just bothered to read them to say Rings of Power Season 2 is coming out. Yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about that here in a minute. Ace, Tom Ace. Welcome. Welcome. We have one more thing, but let's get caught up. ADR hasn't bothered me as much as some people. I just look at it as it was their limitations. Yes, Matt Walls, absolutely. And for the most part, yes, but it is one of those things where I have to adjust because, man, it's so, like, you can tell they weren't doing any recording on set or on location because it's like lifeless. Like for example, Marathon Man that I was watching last night. There's a scene where Roy Scheider is walking through a flea market. There's all these people, all this bustling stuff going on. All you can hear are his footsteps. And it's distracting. And it takes me out of it. Because it takes me out of the... You know what I mean? The spell. The spell is broken. So I totally get that. And I understand it. But I feel like there was a problem there. The Exorcist is one of those childhood nightmares. Got jump scared by the maze game. Too much trauma from that face. What? Oh, yeah, the Peggy rating. I heard of it. Yeah. Video game trailers. Yeah, absolutely. Peggy 18. No, I got you. It looks good on shelf. I have limited edition Blu-rays. I don't much care for the movie. That's true. Live and Die in L.A. stars William Peterson, a.k.a. Gil Grissom in CSI Las Vegas. Yeah. Peggy is short for Pan-European Game Information. One is a European video game content rating system established to help European consumers make informed decisions when buying stuff. Yes, absolutely. Now, so we got a book, we got a movie, and now physical media, music. And I got to say, I love this. I love this so much. Not everybody's going to get it, and not everybody's going to be like, but... The Police, Synchronicity. I love this band. The Police, Synchronicity was the first tape I ever bought. The first single I ever bought, which was a 45, was by Yes. The single was for the song Leave It. But I bought the song Yes, Leave It on 45, and I bought the tape of Synchronicity. If you want to listen to my music and the DNA of every single song that I ever wrote comes from the Police. I know you might be going, really? I hear some Nine Inch Nails in there. I hear some Aphex Twin. I hear some Phil Collins. There's all kinds of things. I have all kinds of different things that have informed my musical taste. But the Police, Synchronicity is number one. And of course, I have the Message from the Bottle. Wait, what is it called? Oh, Message in a Box. The complete recordings of the Police. So I have everything they ever... But this has so much stuff that never saw the light of day. So, let's open it up, shall we? Oh, by the way, here's the back. But you open this sucker up. And first, you have this, which is 4 very large frameable pictures, which I think are awesome. So you got Stuart Copeland on the right, Sting in the middle, Andy Summers on the left. There's Andy Summers, the guitarist. There is good old Stuart with his little cornet there. I don't know. And then, yeah, Sting. I will say this. Sting is an amazing songwriter. But man, the more that I listen, and I'm a huge Sting fan too, right? I like a lot of Sting's albums. He comes off as one of those people that learns a thing and then wants to make sure that you know that he knows the thing. What do you call that? I don't know, but that's what I get from Sting. Because he uses really big words sometimes where I don't know why he did that. But look, let's look at the book. Because the book is impressive. Okay, first up, you open it up. I mean, it's the same thing that's on the cover, but you open it up, and there are 3 of the CDs. And so, what's cool is each one is its own CD in its own little slipcase, and it's got a little picture behind it. So, this comes with the original album, remastered, up there on the top left, CD2, B-sides and bonus tracks, tons of stuff I'd never heard before. Some stuff is on the is from the Message in a Box, if you have that, but it's amazing. CD3 is unreleased stuff. Almost all of this is stuff I've never heard before. And there are demos of a lot of the songs from this album that are so different than the one that's on the release. It's great. And some of them, like the Murder by Numbers one, is like, wow, that's bad. That's really bad. And I love Murder by Numbers. It's one of my favorite police songs. But you've got another CD of unreleased over here. And then you've got this live concert, 2-disc live concert. So this is an amazing set, okay? And of course, on the inside here, oh, this is hard to. So yeah, you've got, you know, this essay, I guess, in it. It's really good. But Sting is just one of those guys. I mean, look at. I want a picture with my shirt off next to a skeleton. That would be cool. Wouldn't that be cool? Wouldn't that be cool, guys? And they're all like, okay. But it's also got like all these different. Here, I'm just gonna kind of. Can I do this? There you go. So you can see like some of the poster art, the different album releases, what the different covers, the singles look like. I mean, it's just, here's the shirts that were on sale back then. It's just a freaking, I mean, if you're a Police fan, this is just really, really cool. And as far as I know, I don't think they've ever done anything like this. So it's really, really cool. If you're a fan, it's awesome. I just love this stuff. It's so freaking cool. Oop. Here, let me, yeah, so there's just more stuff. There's pictures of, oh, and it kind of breaks down. Like, here's pictures of some of the production masters. Here's, it looks like almost like a call sheet, but it's for music stuff. Let's see. Wrapped around your finger, someone to talk to, message in a bottle live, I burn for you. Tape copying department. I don't even know what that stuff is. But just labels on different stuff. But there's so much. It's just cool. It's just cool. It's like going back in time and listening to them in the studio try to work stuff out, which is so freaking cool. If you're a fan, it's super cool. So yeah, this is phenomenal. Okay? Just phenomenal. And here's the thing. If I'd known this, I may not have bought this. But this entire super deluxe version of Synchronicity is also available on Apple Music right now. So if you have Apple Music, I don't know if it's on any other service, but the entire thing is on Apple Music. I'm actually kind of glad that I didn't know it because I got a great deal on this. This was $125 on Amazon. I got it for $90 from importcds.com. I would highly recommend it if you're a fan of the Police. This is fantastic stuff. There's so much material on here and a lot of different live versions that I've never heard before. It's just great. It's great. If you're a fan, it's great. And again, I'm not what you would call a Police super fan or even a Sting super fan. But this is one of those that kind of puts me in that. I kind of feel like I have to call myself a pretty big fan. To have this, to have the Message in a Box, to have the Blu-ray of one of their last concert live in Buenos Aires. This was from 2006 or 2007, right? Huh. This fell out. Both this fell out. Oh shit, I didn't realize that. I guess I didn't realize. Okay. 2008. So yeah, I think this was their farewell concert. Yeah. From 2007. But yeah, so I've got in this, it's got the Blu-ray and both CDs, which is cool. So anyway, I'm a pretty big Police fan. Okay, just a pretty big Police fan. So, and those do not stay in there. So I'm just gonna deal with it, I guess. Okay. So yeah. The Police, big fan. And again, the DNA of the Police is in every song I ever wrote. For sure. For sure, no question. But there you go. It's huge. It's a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. I thought this was going to be like a um I'll show you. See, this is the Legend of Zelda concert for 2018. This is what I thought it was going to come in. Like something like this. I didn't realize it was going to be basically the size of an LP, which is cool. So yeah, there you go. So there you go. There's the Police. There you go. There you go. Uh Italian horror would drive you nuts. All actors speak in whatever is their native language and is all dubbed over in English. Well, see, here's the thing. It's different when it's dubbed. It's another thing when they did that because they didn't have recording equipment to record outside. And it just there's a different quality to the dialogue, and it's just different. Gordon Sumner's, that's right. Not a bad buy. Yeah, I love the Police. And really I love Sting too. And it's taken me on a journey though, knowing that Police, the whole thing was on there, all 6 albums or all 6 CDs are available on Apple Music. I'm like, what other super deluxe stuff did they have? So I went and got both Stone Temple Pilots super deluxe. I got all the Nirvana super deluxe. I got Fleetwood Mac. I got a couple of Smashing Pumpkins. And it's like, it's been really fun going through them. So I would highly recommend it if you have Apple Music. I don't know if they're available on Spotify or anything else, but man, I have an Apple Music subscription. Why not use it? And I'm telling you, it's great. And they're lossless. So pretty good. Pretty good. Scottish Lake. Cosma. I'm telling you, that song it was one of the well, actually, Wrapped Around Your Finger is the song that made me go, I like them. I want to buy that. And I remember, okay, you know this in the bridge, I will turn your face to alabaster. My aunt thought that he said bastard. So she didn't like if she was in the car and I was in the car, she would turn the song because she thought he said bastard. I was like, no, he says alabaster. Turn your face to alabaster. Basically, your face will go ashy and white because when you realize that your servant is now your master, right? But yeah, dude, Wrapped Around Your Finger, all the different versions, the alternate mixes of all that, dude, I love it. I love it. It's basically, in a lot of ways, it reminded me of the same sort of concept as this right here. The writing of the Lord of the Rings, and kind of, you're basically almost like standing over Tolkien's shoulder as he's coming up with things and trying things. Same thing, except you get to hear all the different takes and all the different alternate mixes and stuff. It's so cool. I love that, man. If Nine Inch Nails ever does a super deluxe CD thing, I'm all over it. All over it. All over it. Stuart Copeland would create the iconic Equalizer theme. All of them have done amazing things outside of the Police, but of course Sting is the one that's, most highly, I mean, he's done a lot of big things too. But man, his vocal range is still like mind-boggling. I'm curious. He's actually doing a tour right now, and he's 70. Let's see, 70, 72 or 73, right? Sting. And I think Andy Summers is 81 or something like that. They're all, as far as I know, still making music and still touring. That's amazing. But Sting is he's just an amazing songwriter. Yeah, it's just good stuff. Scrantonicity goes well with it. That's a lovely physical set you own, and they can't yank that away from you, unlike digital. Absolutely, Phil. Absolutely. But it's just, it's weird. I don't buy a lot of physical music, but here's the funny thing. I have another, like, I don't typically buy cassettes or CDs even, but this is a great one. Of course, I think this was one of the last ones that I'd purchased as far as like a physical CD product. I've got another one on order. And guess what? It's another special edition, kind of. I think it's extra 2 CDs. It's Aphex Twin. So, and I'm a big Aphex Twin fan. So it's weird. It's like the Police, Nine Inch Nails, Aphex Twin, Phil Collins. Yeah. Those are like, take that, boil them down to where there's little pieces of those bands, and then smush it together, and that's a lot of the music that I wrote back in the day. So there you go. Sting wrote a book on tantric sex. Oh, I know it. I don't own it because I don't. I'm good enough. No. Yeah, it's just not my thing. But yeah, he's a strange guy. Did I say it was Shout? Yeah, Shout Factory, Exorcist 3 Collector's Edition. There's the Exorcist 3. Yeah. The limited edition poster is sold out. Oh, darn. Get out of here with you. Okay. So 4K, new restoration of the stereo and 5.1 track, new restoration of the DTS HD Master Audio 2.0 and 5.1 tracks, deleted scene, alternate takes, bloopers, deleted prologue, vintage interviews. See, this would have been fun to go through. William Peter Blatty's director's cut Legion, assembled from the interpositive and select scenes from the VHS dailies, approved by William Peter Blatty. Now that would have been interesting. So for those of you who are fans, maybe this is something you should look into. I mean, I'm good. I'm good on Exorcist 3. I don't need anything on it. But there you go. Holding an orgasm for several days, too demanding, but good luck to Sting. I mean, wow, okay. All right. Well, here. So the physical product part of the show is done. How about some Sweet Justice? Now, which one first? I'm going to try this one first. I'm pretty sure this one's going to be good. This one's the wild card, baby. Wild card. And in that book, he explains that I'll Turn Your Face to Alabaster is actually a sex reference. Strawberry Crumble from Air Factory. Of course, the whatevers, the old ones, the Suicide Bunny flavors, not good. Here's the thing. Again, I have great respect for Suicide Bunny for their fight against the FDA for very, very unfair regulations on e-liquids and vaping products in general. They kept moving the goalposts, and guess what? The only products that they have found suitable for the protection of public health, e-cigarette products, are made by Big Tobacco. 0 from other companies. 0. All Big Tobacco. Nothing unless it's Big Tobacco. Kind of makes you wonder. All right. So here we go. Strawberry Crumble. Put that cap back on. Come on. Okay. The Nuck. We're getting the Nuck. Okay. Okay. See, right away, I get flavor. I don't get any kind of weird aftertaste like that, like the Suicide Bunny stuff. I just don't get it. Okay. That is a deep, I mean, I'm talking a deep strawberry right in your bunghole. I apologize. But there's definitely a strawberry, definitely candied, but mixed with the fresh, which is a mix of strawberries. I taste a crumb. Well, it's strawberry crumble, right? There is a bread component, a pastry of some sort. So let's see. So all you do on this one, stick it on there, get those wicks wet. I know it sounds dirty, but it's not. It really isn't. It's really not. It's not. It's not a disgustingly dirty thing. You're just getting those wicks wet. You know. Oh, and now I have to unlock it. A physical lock. It's kind of nice. So okay, I'm just gonna put all kinds of liquid on there. We got the vapors. Okay. The fan is on. The cap goes on. And this is a really cool one because this one, I believe, has a lock. Yep. It goes down. That's what it looks like. So, oh, and I got some liquid there. Dang it. Come on. So that's what it looks like. So you've got this this is not down all the way. Oh crap. Okay, now it's down. All the way. Come on. All the way open. There's those 10 holes there. And then you can turn it down, you turn the airflow down and it'll close off the top ones. But we're going to try it. Now see, here's the thing. This RDA I've had for years. A couple of years now. I've only tried it in single coil mode. As you saw, there were two coils. This is a dual coil and a single coil RDA. I've only tried the dual or the single coil. So let's give this a shot on the old clutch from Signature Mods. Here we go. Smooth. Interesting. Okay, hold on. I'm just putting some in there. Give it a second. Give it a little test fire. Man, I like the way that this vapes. Man, it's smooth. Okay. We found a new test RDA from here on out. It's this one. Man, that's good. Okay. All right. So not only is the flavor good, the RDA is badass. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So unfortunately, you guys chose poorly because Strawberry Crumble is badass by Air Factory. Great stuff and tastes awesome. Okay. I have a lot of RDAs. A lot. Okay. Some would say too many. That is my favorite draw. That might be my favorite draw ever. It's that good. It's a perfect draw. I love it. So that's why they do that. Okay, now it makes sense. Because this airflow control ring, you can take it off and you can take those O-rings out of there. So it's like a stair step. Now I get it. I mean, I want to leave it on because I think it's cool. But very cool. Nitrous RDA. And if I'm okay, here's the thing. I can't tell you where to get these. I can't tell you how much they are. But I do remember the nitrous RDA is not that expensive. That's not telling you a price. Okay. Great liquid, great RDA. I might have to buy more of those RDAs. See, now what I kind of want to do is I kind of want to put this RDA instead of the clutch, which is just a single battery 21700 mechanical, right? Mechanical mod, there's no electronics, no nothing. Here's the same concept. But this one is called the SQ topside. Same company, Signature Mods, but it's got a big freaking squonk bottle in it. So, take that off, right? And it squonks into it. You know what a squonk is? A squonk basically means that instead of having to drip your liquid, you hit this little thing here and it shoots the liquid into the bottom. So then you basically have like a bottle of juice that you can take with you. Might have to do that because this liquid's badass and this RDA is badass, and this is basically the exact same mod but with an extra bottle. I love those magnets too. Man, some cool mods. So there you go. This all looks so complicated. It really is. It's really simple. Let's see. Here we go. Hold on. Squiggles. Did I say hi? Hi, Squiggles. I remember Sting talking about the tantric thing. I think it was weird that time he wasn't doing music face. Yeah. See, it was weird. He was doing that, but he was also doing like the stuff for, hunger, world hunger and stuff like that, which I thought was cool. But yeah, very strange. Finally watched Inside Out and then went and saw 2 on Sunday based on your review. Definitely loved them both. Squiggles, I'm so happy to hear that. Inside Out 2 is a great movie. Inside Out is a great movie. So I'm glad that you enjoyed those. I appreciate you telling me because I love that. I love to hear that, oh man, I watched a review of yours or whatever. And because of what you said, I love it. And I love paying that forward. So like Shozama, for example, which if I saw, he said that he was going to go see Deadpool and Wolverine instead of come to the show. So we see where his loyalty lies. But no, I love that. And yeah, cool stuff, man. Revenge of the Nux. That was a good Signature Mods clutch you put in there. Yeah. Hashtag not sponsored. Just, I love vaping. Puff the Magic Dragon, lived by the sea. And then he went and got himself. I can't rhyme really quickly. Hey. Nuck go. Cloudy AF, yeah. Got a link for that one? No, Ricky. But if you did a Google foo, a little bit of Google foo, and you looked up Signature Mods Clutch, or you're talking about the Nitrous, Nitrous, Damn Vape is the name of the company. Damn, like DAMN, Damn Vape. Nitrous. Dude, I'm actually okay. I'm actually a little irritated at myself that I never tried this as a dual coil. Because as a dual coil, this is badass. Super badass. What was the RDA called? Nitrous. Yeah. Nitrous. Nitrous. Actually, toss a link in Discord whenever you can. If you want, I could do that for you. Squanch. Yeah, they call it squonk because of the sound that it makes when I can't. Here's another squonk. This is called the top side. So this is the top side SQ. This is the top side, the first top side. Same concept. You got a little thing here. Put the bottle. Can you hear this? So when there's liquid, what happens is you hit the button, right? And what happens is it goes through the tubes and goes to the bottom and it fills up your RDA with liquid. And then when you let go, it makes a sound because it's the negative pressure is pulling the excess liquid back, but it remains on the cotton. So it's just another way of basically getting liquid to the cotton and then to the coil. Same concept, but this one is a dual battery. It's a hefty boy. It's a hefty boy, but same concept. But that's the sound that it makes, is that it makes a sound. Squonk. But there you go. Let's see. Just gonna say it. Star Wars Theory is complaining about Outlaws. Misery. Yeah, look, here's the thing. I'm not a fan. Not a fan of that person. And just because, it's negativity for negativity's sake, and that's not constructive. And it's just not constructive. Period. So I don't pay any attention. I don't know what he's doing. I don't pay attention. But we got one more. We need justice for mixed berries. So let's see how this one is. All right, here we go. The Nuck. Oh. Okay, here's the problem. I taste, basically, you see all the things, blueberries, strawberries, raspberries. I taste all that. And it says, fresh picked, tangy, plump, juicy, tart. Here's the problem. They put a little cooling in it. I'm not a fan of the cooling. A lot of people these days, they just love their cooling in their vapes. I'm just not a huge fan. So, this may be too much for me. And just because of the cooling. The other squeezed that I tried, let me see, does it say? It doesn't say, because usually they'll say iced or something, This one doesn't say it. It just says mixed berries. So I'm a little disappointed that it's got some cooling in it. Because basically what it does is how like if you have a really strong mint and then you breathe in and it's very cooling, that's kind of what this is like when you vape. You get the flavor, but you're also getting that cooling sensation that it's weird because a lot of times this is like, I vape warm stuff. This is warm. It's not hot. There's a lot of people that I know that vape stuff like this super hot. Like they like the hot vape, they'll vape at 120 watts, and it'll be like, See, that's a nice, somewhat warm, chill vape. Some people like that hot stuff. But the tanks are usually warm like that. But then there's the cooling that goes along with it. It's a very strange sensation. So I'm not a huge fan, but let's see. Let's just see. You never know. It could be great. Tangy Bonobo Juice. Welcome back. Good to see you. Thanks, Rob. Thought it was just me. Put him to not interested. Yeah, I don't. Basically, look, if you do a video and you're trashing, I'll just say, people that are involved in a movie project or whatever, and you're trashing them without any real knowledge, and understanding of how things work, I block you. I'm not interested in watching any of your videos anymore. So in a lot of ways, Red Letter Media did that enough times that I stopped watching their stuff. Now, recently, they've done videos that are a little more sensible, and they have really good reasons for, their criticisms on stuff. But at the beginning, it seemed very like I didn't care for their style. Now it's starting to work on me a little bit. You hit 3 emotions off that nuck. I know, Ninjitsu, right? It's weird. It's weird. I like that cooling. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people like it. And the thing is when I used to smoke cigarettes, combustible cigarettes, menthol. I smoked menthols for the last probably 10 years that I smoked. I smoked for, let's see, 1994 is when I started, when I was 18. And I stopped in 2016. So 22 years of smoking. And I smoked menthols almost the entire time. I mean, I'd be like, nah, just give me a pack of Marlboro Lights or Blend 27s or something like that. But for the most part, it was menthol. Give me some Cools. Give me some, Newports. I like Newports. But yeah, I really enjoyed the menthol. But for vaping, it doesn't work for me. Oh, got to turn it on first. 75 watts. And that is a 0.18 ohm coil. Let's give it a shot. Okay, sorry. I need a drink because, look, the hydration bear is threatening me if I don't, I got to. I've got to. That splashed right in my eye. I got to drink all this. Gotta hydrate, man. Gotta hydrate. I'm sorry, but hydration bear look, some people don't like him, but look, he's right. He's right. You got to stay hydrated. In fact, you might have to have another jug of water just in case. All right. Let's give this another shot. So again, 75 watts, 0.18. I believe this is a 0.1. This is probably close to a 0.18, 0.17. I didn't actually check. That's weird. I checked it and it said 0.18 or 0.17, and then I strummed it, but I didn't check it again. Should we check? We can check. Hold on. I want to check. Look, give me a break here. I want to check, okay? Setting, atomizer, measure. This is a 0.18 as well. Okay. Which is good because, it should be because that's the coil. I use the same coils all the time. That strawberry crumble, I'm telling you. I'm telling you. What are you telling? What am I telling you? I'm telling you. That freaking RDA is badass. That's a good. All right, here we go. Back on the mixed berries by squeezed. Another one that you guys said nay. Let's try this one. Okay, one more. One more try. Okay. Here's what I'll say. The cooling is it's not like like the mints that I was talking about where you like that and it's like almost like it almost puts you into a shock because it's so freaking cold. It's not like that. It's very subtle, which means the flavor can stand out. So I'm going to call this one a super win. This one's definitely good. Um the weird thing is I'm not getting blueberries. I'm getting a lot of raspberry and some strawberry, but not a lot of blueberry. But the weird thing is, and this is, look, make it an e-liquid, trust me, is just like cooking. You know, where you when you put things together, sometimes it comes out and it tastes different than what it started as. Like you can put sour cream and, you know, on a, I don't know. Just saying, you mix things together and it through like a chemical reaction, it changes. That's what happens when you make an e-liquid. And I got to tell you, this is great. This is great. Both of these are fantastic. They're great. They're 10 times better than the Suicide Bunny ones. They're so good. So I understand that you guys might have been, I don't know, maybe a little dissuaded or a little tempted because of the hot girls on the labels. Didn't make them a good liquid. This is good. Both of these. In fact, you know, Rufus keeps saying things like, and he may not be here anymore. He may have gone to sleep. But he keeps saying things like, "Oh, why don't you mix them? You know, why don't you?" No, I'm not a big mix guy. But I will try this. That doesn't taste right. That doesn't taste right. But one together. Yeah, that's good. Both really good. And I need to stop now because I'm going to set off the freaking alarm. We don't need that. In fact, I'm going to turn the fan on high for a second. Yeah. In fact, I kind of need to go to the restroom. I need to go to the little boy's room. So why don't you give me a second and we'll be back and we'll do the thing. We'll do all the stuff. We'll talk about the San Diego Comic-Con, some of the stuff that went down that I thought was interesting. And then we'll go from there. And we'll go over, there's not a whole lot of news, but I do have a thing. And it's basically I'm gonna tease you by saying my favorite comfort movies. Be thinking. Don't put them in the chat yet. Don't put them in the chat yet. Just be thinking. What are your comfort movies? What are the movies what are your go-tos? So yeah, we're going to do that. But let me go to the restroom real quick. Be right back. PT and the Toy Toy? What? But no fapping. No fapping. Familian, no. Debbie Does Dallas. What? No, nobody does that. Men in Long 2, the KY Connection. No. But no, it was basically a P. That was it. Oh, see, look, Matt Wallace putting in his comfort movies. We'll have to come back to that. So Matt Wallace, you're just gonna have to. We'll talk about him. We'll talk about him, but we'll get there. Just got back from watching Deadpool and Wolverine with friends. So what I miss? Showzama, Max, welcome. I showed off. You'll have to go back into the stream if you want. You'll go back and you'll see some of the pickups from this week. Some good stuff. We did Justice for e-liquids that were not chosen. And guess what? Both were fantastic. So there you go. And see, Ricky's putting his in too. Man, we're not doing that yet. We're not doing that yet. Let's go into Comic-Con. Okay? First up. New trailer for Transformers 1. And I gotta say, it looks good. I might actually like this movie, which I'm as shocked as you are. But this looks like it could be fun. It could be terrible, but it looks fun. So there's that. Then they showed the Rings of Power Season 2 trailer. Now, if you remember, the Rings of Power Season 1 was, for somebody like me who's a big Tolkien fan, I mean, of course, right? All these freaking Tolkien books that I've been reading. Yeah, it wasn't great. It wasn't great. But this did something for me that kind of made me go, crap. Am I going to have to watch this movie or this show? They brought in the Eagles. And it made me go, oh. It looks good. That looked good, but I don't know. Most likely, it's not going to be as good, anywhere close to as good as House of the Dragon is this season. If you're not watching House of the Dragon, holy crap. What a great show. I'm really, really enjoying it. Yeah. They did go into, and this is just black for a second, because there's two things that I don't have any pictures for. Number one, Star Trek. They went into Star Trek stuff, and apparently it pissed off a lot of people. It pissed off a lot of Star Trek fans. So I don't know anything about that. I don't have anything to add, so we're just not going to talk about that. The other thing was that they are doing a prequel series to The Boys called Vought Rising, and it's going to be starring the two oh god, what are their names? Soldier Boy, Ackers, what's his name? The Boys Vought Rising. Oh my god, I can't spell. I mean, it came up. Jensen Ackles and Aya Cash. So it's these people. So I don't know. Do I care? I mean, kind of a little bit, but we'll see when it gets there. But then, oops, nope. Then, oh, why did it do that? It took things out of order. Then, Creature Commandos. This is going to be the first thing from the James Gunn DC universe, right? James Gunn led Creature Commandos. The trailer ended and I went, huh. So I don't know. See, y'all are naming all these movies. Not there yet. Swerving Transformers 1 kids film. Well, maybe, but it looks like it could be fun. It could be fun. The Eagles band. Hey, I don't know. I saw those Eagles and I'm like, the Eagles are one of my favorite things. Okay? So here's the thing. What you have to know about me is that I'm big into The Hobbit. I love The Hobbit. I love the story. This is the same kind of version of the same first book, like the first Hobbit, the first Tolkien I ever read was this, and it looked like this, and it's got the hardback and everything, right? Remember, you guys know the story, but it was the cartoon, from the 70s. I love. Oh, where are you going with beards all a wagging? Hell yeah, dude. I'm all about that crap. I love it. Okay? And the Eagles are badass in that. I love that dude's voice. Whoever the voice of the eagle is in The Hobbit. Farewell wherever you fare. Something about it. I love it. And I also like the voice of Gandalf. I can't remember his name right off the top of my head. Is it John Huston? The Hobbit, 1977, Gandalf. Okay. Why are we in images? Played by... Who is the voice? John Huston. Right. Okay, there you go. John Huston. That's, to me, I mean, look, Ian McKellen is great, but that's my Gandalf. So... And yes, for those wondering, House of Dragon has boobs. I mean, yeah, but House of Dragon is badass, nudity or not. Legend of the Guardians, the Owls of Ga'Hoole. Oh, you're still okay. So y'all are talking about your comfort films. We're not there yet. The prequel stars Soldier Boy, not Soulja Boy, Soldier Boy, Jensen Ackles, right? So there you go. A safe thingy for Gunn to put out. See how the Snyder plebs react. Yeah, that'll be interesting. Wonder if they'll explain why the Eagles didn't carry them all the way to the... Yeah, no. I mean, obviously there are reasons. There are actual lore reasons why that didn't happen. Number 2, why would you do that? Horror of Dracula and Curse of Frankenstein are also comfort ones. Oh my God. So anyway, Gandalf really friggin' held out there, the little tinker, making him walk all that way. I love The Hobbit. That version of The Hobbit I love. But anyway, they also showed a new trailer for The Penguin, and I gotta say, this is looking better and better and better and better and better and better and better. I'm excited for it. And then, look, let's talk about Saturday night. They brought out the Fantastic Four. They talked about, it's now called First Steps. I'm excited for this. I'm hoping that it's good. I can't stand any of the previous movies that they did, but I really enjoyed the Fantastic Four. I like the idea of the Fantastic Four, and this is a great cast. So, I'm hoping. But then, of course, Kevin Feige brought out the Russo brothers, who, along with the same writer that they used for Winter Soldier, Civil War, Infinity War, and Endgame, the same team is going to be bringing Avengers Doomsday, which now the Kang Dynasty is gone. If you haven't watched Loki Season 2, basically wraps up the Kang storyline in my opinion, a very succinct, very satisfying way. I really enjoyed it. In fact, Man, I wish Jonathan Majors didn't get in trouble because I enjoyed his performance. I loved Kang. I loved his take on Kang. But unfortunately, most people only saw him in Ant-Man versus the Wasp Quantumania, where he got his ass handed to him. So people didn't really see him as a threat. So they got rid of Kang and they said, well, let's do this Doctor Doom thing. And of course, they brought out, that's right, the man. So here's the thing. Most of you, I mean, we're kind of like, we'll see. Some of you were like, this is genius. And then some of you were like, it feels kind of desperate. So here are my thoughts. Okay. If they were going the route of Victor Von Doom, which they actually said that. They actually said, who can play Victor Von Doom? They didn't say that it wasn't also Tony Stark. So in my opinion, I don't think that, because I've watched many videos on this so far, because I'll be honest with you, I don't know a whole lot about the history of Doctor Doom. But from a standpoint of someone who, I don't know, is a little more casual when it comes to the Marvel universe as far as like the comics and stuff, I'm definitely more on the casual side. The DC side, I know a little bit more about. I've read a lot more DC than I have Marvel. But from this standpoint, bringing back Robert Downey Jr., in many people's eyes, the face of Marvel, is genius. Because I saw a lot of videos from a lot of places that don't talk about movies that said something about how excited they were that Robert Downey Jr. was coming back to Marvel and that, wow, I'm actually interested in Marvel movies again. So make no mistake. If you think it's a desperate move, it may actually have been. Especially going, oh my God, this Kang stuff is not working. Oh my God, Jonathan Majors is in trouble. What do we do? Let's bring back the team that brought us 4 of the best, arguably the best Marvel movies in the entire cinematic universe. Let's bring back that same creative team and let's bring back Robert Downey Jr. to play a version of Doctor Doom. So here's the thing. What I've heard a lot, and I tend to agree, is that you would not, if you were going to tell the Victor Von Doom story straight, that is from the comics, his origin, all that kind of stuff, and you're going to do it exactly like the comics, you wouldn't go with Robert Downey Jr. You just wouldn't. In this case, maybe it's... Hold on. Oh. Sure. I don't think it's in stock. Hold on a second. Sorry. Oh my gosh. Purchase later. By the way, for those of you who wanted the 4K version of Chinatown, that also comes with the 2 Jakes here in the United States. Other versions in other countries only come with the 4K version, 4K movie of Chinatown, not the 2 Jakes. But if you want that version, apparently Amazon has opened up orders for it again, even though it's technically not in stock yet, which means to me that Paramount is going to make more. Because you couldn't purchase that at all. But if you're interested in it, apparently you can put it in your cart and pre-order it. So when it comes back in stock, they'll ship it to you. I don't know if I'm going to do that or not. I might just wait until it comes back in stock. But dude, I don't know if you've been looking, because I have on eBay. Man, they're going for 100, 120, 150 bucks. because they ran out of stock like immediately. There's so many people bought that Chinatown set. And I was like, well, okay, well, I guess I'm not getting that. But now that it's possibly coming back into stock, I might get it. So there you go. But seriously, this could be a version of Tony Stark that, who knows, maybe he's instead of, there are so many different points in, if you watch, if you know the Marvel Cinematic Universe pretty well, there are so many different places where Tony could have gone off the deep end. He didn't do the thing that he did in the movie. He could have made a different choice. And I can see that that's what they might do, is they might make, I'm going to turn down the fan because it's a little breezy in here now. Okay. They might make him make a different choice, in which case Victor Von Doom might be a name that he takes on in this alternate universe. And yeah, who knows? Who knows what they're going to do? I just don't see why you would pick Robert Downey Jr. to play this part unless he was going to be a version of Tony Stark. But here's the thing. They could do any number of things, and it's all in the performance, and it's all in the story. We don't know what those are. Who knows? But like I said, there are many different channels that I saw posting about this news. You can call it desperate if you want, but there are so many people that are excited about Marvel again now. That's what they needed to do. And in my opinion, it is if they can find a way to make that make sense, talking about drama, you're talking about all kinds of things. I mean, think about it. You know, he takes off the mask at one point, and all the other Avengers, the surviving Avengers, right, are like, holy crap, it's Tony. And then he does something crazy. And the other thing is, and again, we're all just kind of, what's going to happen? We don't know. But he says this, right? Robert Downey Jr., when he takes the mic, he says, different mask. Wait, is that what he said? Different mask, same task? Is that what he said? What did he say? What did he actually say? New mask, same task. So here's what a lot of people, and the one of the first things that I thought of, and I heard it repeated on many different channels. Okay, I'm actually not going to take credit for this thought because I might have assimilated it at some point, because I watched a lot of videos on this. It could be that he's talking about the line in, what is it, Avengers Age of Ultron, where he says a suit of armor around the world. What if he takes that idea to an extreme that is not a good thing? So who knows? All I know is I'm excited. I'm excited for this just for the spectacle of it, because you know it's going to be a spectacle. You know, this is going to be one of those things that if you're a comic book fan, if you're a comic book movie fan, this is exciting. This is exciting stuff. Just like Deadpool, to me, Deadpool and Wolverine was a great time. I know there were a lot of people going, oh, Deadpool, comic book movies, blah, blah, blah. And I get it. There's comic book movie fatigue. There's people that are just, I'm tired of seeing just nothing but sequels, reboots, and remakes, and blah, blah, blah. I got it. I totally get it. But I can enjoy all of those amazing original movies over the past 100 and something, however many years of cinema. But I can also really get into storytelling like this. I'm excited. I'm excited to see it. So there you go. That's basically Comic-Con. Does anybody else have anything about Comic-Con that I missed? Because I mean, I saw a couple of video game things, but I got to be honest, none of it really came to me. So, and no, it wasn't time. It was not time to list comfort movies because we're not there yet. We've still got news to go. The Russo brothers and RDJ probably cost Disney and Marvel $250 million altogether to come back. Well, here's the thing. Apparently, some of that has already come out. That the Russo brothers together, the two of them, are getting $80 million for those two movies. So that's $40 million per movie, $20 million a piece per movie. Okay. Ugh. I don't care about this stuff. I don't like talking about this stuff, but at the same time, in a lot of ways, you got to start thinking. You got to think about some of this stuff. One of the things they said is that Robert Downey Jr.'s base pay has gone up, but he's getting a greater share of the profits. So kind of like what Christopher Nolan did with Oppenheimer, where he ended up making over $100 million because of the way that his contract was structured. Same concept for Robert Downey Jr. and that he could make $100 million total per movie. So 2 movies, $200 million. Because here's the thing. Robert Downey Jr. is now an Academy Award winning actor. So yeah, he's not going to get the $75 million or so that he got for Endgame and or Infinity War. I don't know. I don't pay attention to a lot of that stuff. But then you start to think, okay, so with your 2 directors and 1 star, your budget for each movie is now $140 million and you haven't done anything yet. But then you think, well, base pay. So he's probably got a $20 million payday and then he gets points for the box office. So then you say, okay, it's a $60 million, but those points can add up to quite a chunk of change. So yeah, but the thing is, you look at where Marvel was heading, this could be a good move. There's also one of the things that I didn't mention about Comic-Con that I just remembered was the Captain America Brave New World. They talked a little bit about that stuff. I didn't hear anything that earth-shattering other than Giancarlo Esposito's character was unveiled because apparently nobody guessed it. But I don't know enough about that to... I was kind of like, okay, I don't know who that is. So I guess I'll see when the movie comes out because I will be there. Opening weekend, I'll be there because I'm a fan of Marvel. I'm a fan of all kinds of stuff, all kinds of movies, right? Silent movies, black and white movies, musicals and dramas and all kinds of movies. But I do love my Marvel movies too. So there you go. Here's a bunch. Okay, there's a bunch of movies there. His main pay is part of the gross. Yes, Phil, that is definitely the thing. And yeah, Robert Downey Jr. definitely brings the excitement, especially for the casuals, because there's going to be a lot of people that say, "Well, why didn't they just tell the Doctor Doom story?" The problem is they already have in multiple different versions of the Fantastic Four that didn't work. So maybe they thought, okay, where are we in the Marvel right now? We've got a bunch of movies that really underperformed. A lot of people online are talking about how they're tired of Marvel and that they're not really doing anything new and they're just kind of bored of Marvel, right? So what do? You bring back the face of the MCU. I mean, I think it's interesting. Make up as a new character. And that's totally possible. It's totally possible because the whole part of the thing with Doctor Doom is that he's kind of disfigured, right? But again, why would you get Robert Downey Jr.? Because again, just came off of Oppenheimer, Academy Award winner. Why would you put yourself in a hole with probably one of the more expensive actors that you could go with right off the bat if you didn't have an idea of how to use the guy that basically jump started the entire franchise for Marvel. Why would you do that? Other than you're going to use him in a way where he's playing a version that is different than what he was playing before. So this is, and make note that here's another thing. This is a huge, huge challenge. There's a huge challenge for Robert Downey Jr. to come across as, I mean, everybody knows him as Tony Stark. You've got to come in with an entirely different way of doing things. It's going to be, like I said, I think it's really, really interesting. When I saw the headline last week, I did not think that was going to happen. I saw that and was like, okay, really? Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Doom? All right. And then guess what? They did it. And I'm like, holy crap, okay. So yeah. Very interesting. They just stopped being, for me, after Tobey Spider-Man 3, which I love still. I mean, I get that. But I really like these. There are multiple too many and blame the comic books versions of Iron Man and Doctor Doom. The MCU wants fix and end in the multiverse. Wouldn't it be awesome and a great story that Tom Holland's Spider-Man, who is the one to stop and kill RDJ's Doctor Doom? Exactly. Think about the drama that comes from that. I mean, you don't need $80 effing million. Well, here's the thing though, man. It's not about what makes sense. It's all about what you negotiate. And if they negotiated with Disney and they said, yeah, sure. Even after, your couple of, measly hits over there at Netflix, if you really look at it, anything that they've done outside the MCU has been kind of meh at best. But if they negotiated with Disney and they were okay with it, I'm all for it. I'm all for people getting what they're able to negotiate. Because here's the thing. And I'm not saying that this will ever happen to me, but if I was able to work with a situation where I'm worth a certain amount of money and I negotiate to get that, I should be able to get that. So the system maybe is the problem, but just saying. It's what happens. Your talent has brought in how many billions of dollars? Those 4 movies that the Russo brothers did? Just saying. It starts and ends with Robert Downey Jr. Maybe all along there's a reason why Tony Stark, Iron Man, kills Thanos in Endgame to get to Doomsday and wreak havoc. There's all kinds of things. Yeah, I need $80 effing million. I'll tell you this. If I just won $1 million, I'd be making movies tomorrow. That's what I want to do. If you want to think, and this is something I was telling April the other day, you want to look at what I want to do, right? You want to ask me what my goal is. My goal is I want to go the Ridley Scott route. And you might go, you mean make lackluster movies? No. This is what I want. I want a production company. I want a company where at any given time, there's at least 3 projects in the works in various stages of production. Oh, development stage, pre-production stage. Oh, we're going into production over here. I want to keep things moving. And if there's a movie that I'm a story that I want to direct this movie, right? And then it comes down to it and I'm like, I don't have time. I got other things to do. All right, let's find another director and I can executive produce. That's what I want to do. I want to do that. So you're telling me that you wouldn't take $80 effing million to do something like that? Yeah, I would do it. Want to watch something different? Have a look at Long Legs. That's where I got disoriented watching it. Weird movie, but interesting. Yeah, I feel like that's a movie. I saw it. I saw the trailer. I was like, okay, it's not really for me. That's a movie that I would watch on honestly, at home, not pay to go watch that. But yeah, we'll see. Next up for Disney, bring back Han Solo to save Star Wars. I mean, Derek, I mean, sure, we could say that, but you really can't do that with Star Wars. It's a different thing. And under the Disney banner, only 7, 8, and 9 have really, well, Rogue One did pretty well. I don't remember if it made $1 billion. But the fact of the matter is, they're, I don't know what they're going to do. You know, Mandalorian and Grogu is next. And we'll see. We'll see what happens. I feel like we don't have a Kevin Feige over at Star Wars. We kind of have somebody in the face of, you know, Dave Filoni, who's supposed to be sort of an overseer, kind of a Kevin Feige, but without you know, he's not the head of the company. So you have Kathleen Kennedy as basically the money person, you know, and the go between Disney and the creators. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see if Star Wars can pull it back, because I feel the same level of, prior to Saturday, if you asked most people about Marvel, they'd be like, meh. Other than, you know, the occasional Spider-Man movie, and oh, of course, Deadpool, right? Deadpool made $211 million. That's insane. That is obscene money for a movie. That's an R-rated movie, by the way. Right? Broke all kinds of records. It's crazy. I'm happy. I'm happy for the box office, really. I'm happy for the theaters. But yeah. If they didn't just have an entire movie of CGI environments, then maybe it might be cheaper to make. I mean, I get what you're saying, but I don't think some of that's not necessarily cheaper. Just make Marvel Universe like Nutty Professor. Make every character to be played by RDJ. Okay. Maybe. Remember right before Oppenheimer, he did Doolittle. Yeah, I talked about that. He did Doolittle, and it was terrible. From everybody I've heard, I didn't watch it. Everybody I heard said that movie's terrible. And then he turns around and has an insane performance in Oppenheimer. And gets an Academy Award. Something he's never had. He's had nominations, but he's never won. And then he wins for Oppenheimer. And he probably was like, I'm in the money. Da, 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 da. Yeah, he was all about it. So, yeah. I think they should have never announced he was Doctor Doom. Just let it be a big surprise. It may have not have gotten such a divisive reaction. Well, here's the thing. They needed this big time. And they were riding the success of Deadpool and Wolverine. That Comic-Con, I mean, look, there are a few things that I get what you're saying, because there were a lot of people that were like, oh, this is, you know, whatever. But I gotta say, I think it's genius, because you just had the biggest, number one, the biggest opening of the year, the biggest R-rated movie opening of all time. I mean, you ride that wave. So I don't know. A production company would be sweet. Yeah, it doesn't need to be me. But the thing is I want to be able to, you know, I want to be able to have that where, and it could be co-run by me or whatever, but Rotoscope Productions, which is what made Adventures, I'm technically an employee of that. Kind of contracted, I guess. But the thing is, I want to turn that into a thing where we're just rolling and we're just making movies. And it doesn't have to be a thing where, I don't know, man. I can see it, and I can see that it's possible and doable. but we need financing. We've got so many good ideas. So many. I came up with one the other day, and I think it's a comedy, but it's like an action comedy that I have in my head. And I started writing some bullet points, and I'm like, dude, I want to see this movie. So, because that's really what it is. I'm trying to come up with things that I want to see. And I think a couple of really killer ideas. So yeah, I want a freaking production company. You'll pay for Ryan Reynolds movies, but not the better Nick Cage movies? What? Starring Billy as Rob O'Cop? Poll idea. Who would you be more excited to see as Doom out of RDJ, Cruz, Denzel, Leo, Sandler, Affleck, Cage? Well, here's part of the problem. You only have like 4 choices for poll. You can't do multiples like that. But see, like they were talking about Cillian Murphy for Doctor Doom. That would have been pretty awesome. He should have won for Sherlock Holmes. The Rob and the Two Rob, Two Furious. Lethal Rob Pon. Hey. Look, all I'm trying to say is it's going to be good. It's going to be good, and I'm excited. But here's something, and this is probably not going to be something I continue, but it's a couple of things that are coming out this weekend, that I'm kind of excited for. Okay? First up, on Amazon, Batman Caped Crusader starts Thursday. This starts Thursday. So, anybody gonna watch this? I know I'm gonna try to watch it because I like the Batman. I like the Batman. Why am I talking up here? I don't know. So, yeah. Yeah. And then, okay, first up, I hope it's in an aspect ratio that I can tolerate. But I'm also not sure if I'm even going to watch it. I don't know. Because look at that poster. That is a poster that doesn't fit anything. It's a 4x3 poster. Why? Why? Zach, why? Rebel Moon, the director's cut, both are coming out on August 2nd, which is Friday. So, Rebel Moon, yeah. So, look, if you've been interested and you wanted to see the director's cuts, there you go. Like I said, I don't know if I've got that kind of patience. I don't know. Because I thought the first one was terrible. That's French for terrible. I don't even know if that's true. Anyway, but then there's also, Phil said it earlier, M. Night Shyamalan's Trap comes out this weekend. I am going to see it on Thursday at 3 p.m. I'm excited. I'm more excited than a truck full of water. So take that and put it in your pipe and smoke it. Hey, why don't we try a little vape of some strawberry crumble, shall we? Huh? Oh. I'll be honest. I shouldn't put that much liquid in there. Got a little, you talk about spit back. I got a mouthful of juice. That's what she said. That was not good. But this next vape, this next hit, this next toot, as Grim Green likes to say, as the kids say, it's going to be fire. Dude, I love it. Dude, that RDA is badass. I think I'm gonna try to buy another one. I'm gonna buy another one. But anyway, okay, it's time for comfort movies. So put those comfort movies in the chat, which you probably already have, and I have to go back and look. But let's go through mine, shall we? These are some of my comfort movies, of course. Of course, Speed Racer's going to be on the list. Come on. You all knew it. You all knew it. And then, of course, you knew that The Godfather was going to be on there, of course, right? I mean, The Godfather, it doesn't matter which one. And I don't want to hear, oh, Godfather Part 3 is so bad. It's better than a lot of movies. It's just the worst of the Godfather movies. It's still really good. It's still really, really good. I mean, Andy Garcia, come on. Come on. You tell me he's not badass in that movie. But of course, the first one, the second one, it doesn't matter. If one of them, again, when I had cable and I would be flipping channels and one of them would be on, I wouldn't even care. I wouldn't even care which one it was. I'm going to watch it because it's that good. Godfather's awesome. Next up. I mean, of course, right? Come on. And this is the one thing that I'm a little irritated with myself. I've loved Jaws my whole life. I have just now started digging into I almost said Rob Schneider. Roy Scheider. His filmography. And he is so good. He's so good. French Connection, Marathon Man. He was the best part of Marathon Man. But yeah, amazing actor. But yeah, what a fantastic movie. Come on. Who doesn't love Jaws? And then the only comedy on the list, Shaun of the Dead. I love Shaun of the Dead. I love it so much. Y'all are just saying versions of movies, but with my name in it. That's okay. The Rob Fellas, Robbers of the Lost Ark, The Princess Bride. Yeah, but Shaun of the Dead is seriously one of my favorite comedies ever. But it's also a really fun zombie movie, but it's also really funny. So it's great. And of course, I mean, of course you knew that had to be on there. Of course you did. And it's really all of them. I mean, the entire Lord of the Rings is fantastic. I'm not a huge fan of the Hobbit movies, but the Lord of the Rings are really good. Really good. And then of course you knew this had to be on there, right? These are all movies. See, here's this. Look. Everybody stop. Ricky, just stop a minute. These are movies that if I'm sick, I can put these on and I'm good. They're like a warm blanket. I said, this is something that I don't know if anybody feels this way about certain actors. But I put this in the Discord that I believe Judd Hirsch, right? Taxi, Dear John, right? All these things he's done. He was in Independence Day. He got a Best Supporting Actor nomination for The Fabelmans. He was in Numbers. Judd Hirsch he's like a freaking warm blanket. I love Judd Hirsch. He's such a fun actor, but there's a warmth to him that I just love. I've always loved Judd Hirsch. Ever since Taxi. Ever since way back then. Judd Hirsch is that warm blanket for me. But what I'm trying to say is all of these movies that I'm saying, that I'm mentioning, they're warm blankets. I can watch them. And I can watch them anytime. Anytime. And the last one is a weird one because it's not exactly a heartwarming kind of movie, but it's Zodiac. This movie, I need to do a Rob's favorite movies or whatever. This is definitely on the list. It's one of the best. It's one of the best. So, I ask you, what are your favorites? The Phantom Rob, Attack of the Rob, Revenge of the Robs. Okay, I'm going to have to go back. I'm going to have to go back because all you guys are doing are just saying names of movies, but with my name in the title instead. Let's see. Going back. Okay, Matt Walls said Sandlot. Absolutely. That is a great one. Tremors. Not for me, but I completely understand. Tremors. It's not a movie that I connected with. I mean, sure, it's got Fred Ward and it's got Kevin Bacon and it's got Michael Gross from Family Ties. I get it. It's just not for me. Unbreakable. That is an interesting one because it's not like when you think of M. Night, I don't typically think of Unbreakable first. I either think of Sixth Sense or The Happening, unfortunately. But also, like, every now and then, Signs will be like the one that I think of. And it's mainly because of that scene where Joaquin Phoenix is in front of the TV and he's watching the Brazilian. Great scene, by the way. But yeah, Unbreakable is an interesting one because I really like that movie too. I feel like, a lot of people throw around the term underrated. I feel like in M. Night's career, and I feel like in general, Unbreakable is an underrated movie. It's a good one. And Galaxy Quest, I mean, even though complete honesty, I don't think that Galaxy Quest is, it's not a movie that I own. And I wouldn't call it like a classic in the traditional sense, but I did enjoy the movie and it's one that I definitely want to revisit. So I completely agree with Galaxy Quest and I want to watch it again to see if it connects. Part of my problem with it is this might be controversial. I'm not a big fan of Tim Allen. I've never been that big of a fan of Tim Allen. I don't know. I just don't care. Just don't care. So, but yeah, excellent ones. So Ricky's got Terminator 2. Yes. Super Mario Brothers 93. I mean, okay. You know what's funny is that none of you, well, maybe you have, and maybe you haven't, or maybe y'all are still just putting in movies with my name replacing one of the words. But I didn't mention Alien or Blade Runner or Kingdom of Heaven. But I would put all this on the list too. I would say a good at least 40%. A good 40% of Ridley's movies I would put on there. Because again, the thing about, I understand why people don't like a lot of Ridley Scott movies, but again, to me, I'm watching them differently than most people. I'm not saying it's better. I'm just saying it's different. I'm looking at set design, costume design, the way that things are edited, the way that things are shot. And then all together, the sound design, the music, everything works together and makes the movie what it is. Oh crap. I just thought of one that should totally be on that list. Crimson Tide. Really? Of all the Tony Scott movies, True Romance, Top Gun, Enemy of the State? Really? Crimson Tide's the one you pick? Oh, hell yeah. Yes. Go watch that scene with Gene Hackman and Denzel Washington and tell me that's not one of the best movies you've ever best scenes you've ever seen. It's great. A Few Good Men is another one that I can watch. But anyway, let's move on. The Last Samurai, the Fast movies, The Crow, understandable. Predator, yes. I mean, like some of those don't necessarily connect with me, but I love that. I love that. Phil, you're probably not even here anymore. Fifth Element, Jaws, Alien, Clerks, Dune, all versions. Yeah, Dune. It's to me, it's too soon for Dune Part 1 and Part 2, Denis versions of Dune, to be that for me. But I find myself wanting to watch them again a lot. Like as soon as I saw that, I'm like, ooh, I need to watch those again. There's something about, again, it's like Ridley. It's very much like Ridley in that everything works together beautifully to bring this thing where I completely get swept away. And the time doesn't matter anymore. The first time I remember Dune Part 2, the first time I watched it, I mean, of course I loved it, but I also felt a little bit of the drag. But every time I've seen it since, I've seen it like 2 or 3 other times. Because I watched it another time in the theater and then I've watched it. Anyway, my point is they're staples now. I think they're going to be staples now. Clerks is an interesting one though. Because Clerks is one that I revisit from time to time, but I don't. It's like, oh, wasn't that funny back then? It's a different thing, but no, it's still really cool. Still really cool. Legend of the Guardian. See, that's one, Ricky, that I've never seen that one. And that's a Zack Snyder movie that, I mean, it really could be. The Hobbit. The 1977 The Hobbit that I mentioned earlier. I could probably put that on the list. Fern Gully. I never saw Fern Gully. Let's see. Horror of Dracula and Curse of Frankenstein. Okay. That's a weird thing because there's a part of me that wants to buy those the 4K Universal monster sets where it's got a bunch of them. But I've never really been that into them. Maybe I should watch them because I don't remember really liking them back then. You know, when I first saw a couple of them, I haven't seen all of them. But yeah, you should totally see the animated Hobbit though. Unbelievable. That's Colin Farrell. Yes, and Vanessa Kirby. Yeah, I missed those. Sorry if you're no longer here and I didn't say your message, I apologize because I was probably in the middle of saying things. So sorry. I didn't realize it was time to list our comfort movies. For me, it's Kickboxer, Bloodsport, Universal Soldier, Cyborg, Hard Target, Time Cop, Double Impact. Bucho, everybody. That is a grade A. A grade A. And I'm talking about like meat. USDA grade A troll right there. Very yummy Vanessa Kirby. I mean, she's all right. She's okay. She's what I love about her is that the charisma is off the charts. No question. There's no question that I think that she can do anything that she puts her mind to. She can play the part. I'm confident in that. But the way she's an interesting looking woman. Like she's not like a classic beauty to me, but she's captivating in a way that I can't really describe. In a way, she's like Anya Taylor-Joy in that there are moments where she's just drop dead gorgeous, and then there's moments where it's like, wow, like I don't understand. Which, hey, The fact is, both of them have great charisma, and I love both of them. So yeah, I'm all for Vanessa Kirby, and I hope she kicks ass. I hope she kicks ass in that. Cyborg, huh? Mortal Kombat Annihilation, and Mortal Kombat. Uh, Time Cop. Look, I'm gonna just say, look, those are some no's from me. The first movie, I understand. I totally understand if you grew up with that original Mortal Kombat and you're like, yeah, even with the really bad CG and all that stuff. But Annihilation was bad when it came out, and that last one, not a fan. But that happened. And then okay, we're okay. Fewer trolls here, or not trolls, but we're more talking about the RDJ news. I'm getting cold up from years ago. Lots of names with my name in that. Robo. Oh my god. Okay, wait a minute. Lord of the Rings definitely moved up my list. Ninjutsu, yeah, it's a good one. The Phantom Rob, Attack of the Rob, Revenge of the Robs, Rob Menace, Dear Rob, Like a Warm Blanket, Casa Robka, Roba Blanca, Robiak. Sandlot is amazing. Iron Giant. Ooh, that's a good one. Okay, here's the thing about the Iron Giant. The Iron Giant is almost too sad. Like, I love it. It's great. I own it. But man, does it make me cry like a baby at the end? Just saying. Escape from Alcatraz. Ooh. Yeah, that's a good one. I mean, I don't know if that hits for me, but that's definitely a good one. All the Jackass movies, you know what? I can see that because those are just fun. I mean, especially if you've seen them a lot, and if you have those, like for me, I have certain movies that are memories that are special to me because of the people that I saw them with, you know, and or it'd be a movie that we'd watch together a lot or whatever. That yeah, absolutely. Austin Powers are the kind of movies where I saw it the first time and was like, I don't get it, not for me. And then I watched it with Brian from the old Switched On show, and I loved it. And then every time I watched it after, it got funnier and funnier and funnier and funnier. Big Lebowski was another one where Big Lebowski probably could be one that is on my list. But that's another one where the first time I watched it, I was just like, okay, I don't understand why people love this movie so much. And then I watched it again. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, oh my God, something clicked. And I went, holy crap, this movie's so great. So yeah, I get it. Most of the Infinity Saga is out there for me. There you go. I'll be honest with you. I think so for me too. Like if there was a channel, if this doesn't exist now, but this should exist. Disney should do this. Because one of the beautiful things about cable or about TV in general is when they were playing movies and you would just come in the middle of a movie and you just watch the movie, whatever it is. That's what I like about, I think I told you about this, where I came across for the first time, I came across the channels that are built into my TV. They're internet channels and they just play random stuff. There's like a Duck Dynasty channel and there's a Ancient Aliens channel or whatever, you know what I mean? There's just random crap but they're just playing stuff. But there's a movie channel. There's many, many, many movie channels on there. And yeah, I would love to do that, especially when I'm sick. Just throw on one of those movie channels. But what I'm trying to say is there needs to be a channel of just MCU movies. And they're just playing in order. And then they repeat 24/7. So whenever you want, you can just pop it in. And, oh, okay. All right. We're in Thor Ragnarok right now. Okay. What's next after that one? Oh, is it Doctor Strange? Ant-Man? Which one's next? I don't know. But let's sit and watch. They need that. Mr. Roberts, no pun, classic movie. Cosma? That I agree with you. I've seen it. That's one of those movies. It's one of those movies that my dad was like, "Oh, we got to sit down and watch Mr. Roberts." And I'm like, "Okay, Dad, fine, let's watch it." Oh my God, this is a great movie. On Borrowed Time is one that he liked too, which is kind of morbid, that movie, but it's Lionel Barrymore, right? So the Barrymores. Lionel was, of course, Drew Barrymore is in the lineage, right? Lionel Barrymore back in, I want to say it's the 1940s, early 1940s. It's a really good movie, but it's also really sad. That's another one where I'm like, ugh, so good, but so sad. Rob Roy. I've never seen Rob Roy. Actually, wait a minute. Okay, that's Liam Neeson. That's Tim Roth, Jessica Lange, if I'm not mistaken. I know of the movie, but I don't know if I've seen it. Oh, I'll tell you a movie that The Seventh Level, right? He's mostly in the Game Chasers chat, but he pops in here from time to time. He told me one, and I finally got around to watching it. Lady Hawk. Matthew Broderick, Rutger Hauer, Michelle Pfeiffer, right? I watched it and was like, not bad. I think we actually talked about that at some point. Oh, Princess Bride. Of course, the Princess Bride. Yes. Princess Bride. Absolutely. Absolutely. Galaxy Quest, yes. CKY vids? Sure. Not sure. Lion King, Robin Hood 74, Prince of Thieves. Prince of Thieves. Just just hold on a second. My wish list on Amazon. Yep. Prince of Thieves on the list. Hell yeah. I want that in 4K. By the way, here are two other movies that need to be in 4K immediately. And we've talked about one of them, Speed Racer, needs to be on 4K yesterday. Warner Brothers, get your head out of your ass and put Speed Racer on freaking 4K. Now. No. Now. Do it. And then, also, this is a Disney title because it was. Is it Touchstone? I know it's a Disney title, but hold on. Oh, come on. I hate that. I'm still stuck. Hollywood Pictures, which is a Disney part of Buena Vista, right? And Buena Vista is, yep, Buena Vista, which is, of course, Disney, which means that maybe it's Sony. So please, please. I don't even remember the unrated. I don't know what that means. This is seriously. I love this movie so much. And really what it is I love Gene Hackman, man. Gene Hackman is just a badass in everything he does. Royal Tenenbaums. Oh my God, that movie is so great because of Gene Hackman. You know, and I like Wes Anderson, right? I like Wes Anderson movies. They're a lot of fun. But Royal Tenenbaums is so badass. It's so funny because Gene Hackman is such an amazing actor. I love him. I love him. Gone Fishing. Is that Gone Fishing? Um, is that Joe Pesci and uh Danny Glover? Oh, there it is. I mean, come on, Joe Pesci. Oh, there you go. Wow, that's a weird one. Uncle Buck. That's a good one. Planes, Trains, Automobiles, Spaceballs. John Candy is just a legend. Absolutely, Ricky. Absolutely. I agree. I agree with those. I mean, I don't know if they would be on that list, but I could. Those are all three of them totally watchable. But the thing is like there are so many movies like that where, yeah, they're great, but I've seen them so many times that I don't own them anymore. Like I don't own them. Like okay, Uncle Buck, I have digitally, I think. Spaceballs, I had on VHS. I don't think I have on DVD, and I didn't buy it on Blu-ray. So Spaceballs, dude, I've seen Spaceballs so many times, it's ridiculous. Planes, Trains, Automobiles, I think I had the VHS of that, but I do not have DVD or anything above VHS, and I don't have VHS anymore. Traded in all my VHS way back in the day. So yeah, but I've seen those movies so much, and they're always a staple that I don't need to own them. My Cousin Vinny, it's a good. It's definitely a good. I don't need that one. Not it's yeah. Why you cry at the end? The Iron Giant is okay after exploding. Okay. Wait. These are your movies, right? Wings of Honeamis? Shozama? I have no idea what that is. Okay. I've never heard of it. I've never heard of that. It intrigues me, dude. Okay. So basically, in a way, thanks, Max Shozama. Thanks so much for kind of ruining me, because now I kind of have to look up stuff like that. Because, dude, you gave me Out of the Past. And that movie, I love. Royal Space Force. Yeah, I've never heard of that. But I mean, hey, good for you. Good for you on that one. Casablanca, yes. Blade Runner, of course. Dazed and Confused, got it in 4K. Trainspotting, got it in 4K. Citizen Kane, Blu-ray, but still respectable. Conan the Barbarian, Gold Diggers of 1933. Don't remember that one. I don't know if I've seen that one. Oh, it's literally of 1933. Okay. Yeah. But hey, cool. Pre-code musical. Cheech and Chong's Up in Smoke. Interesting. Two Towers. Buckaroo Banzai. Okay. I did that switch with Freddy Got Fingered. Now I think it's hilarious. See, that's one of those that I remember seeing back in the day, but I don't remember anything about it. Anything about it. I hated the new Mortal Kombat when it came out, and then the second time I saw it, I enjoyed it way more, and the third time even more. Interesting. I'm surprised they haven't put their live TV stream on the Disney app. I don't understand it. Why don't they do, all the streamers should do that. Should have a channel that just plays things. Because that's part of the beauty. You find movies, because that's the problem with Netflix. In my mind, one of the reasons why Netflix, I don't go to Netflix that much. I know there's a ton of people that Netflix and chill. That's what they do. And they go find something and they watch it for 12 hours straight or whatever, right? It's just not me. Because there's so much confusion. But sometimes there are things where you go, it's on, pop it on, see, or it's about to end. You're like, okay, well, let me look at a bit of it, whatever. I don't see why I don't do that. Robin Billy, Up in Smoke. Batteries not included. Wraith, interesting. That's an interesting one. My dad loves that movie. I've never been a big fan, but he also loves, okay, you want to talk about movies from the late 80s, early 90s that he loves? Batteries Not Included is one of them. Overboard is one of them. He loves the Back to the Future movies, which I love the Back to the Future movies too. But they're not, to me, they're not up on that list. They're great. But I mean, you've got Gremlins, you've got Goonies, you've got Ghostbusters. There's some great movies in the 80s that would be on that list too. That could be on that list. Just posted a trailer in Discord for the Cleanup Crew. It looks pretty fun. The Warriors in 4K. Oh, the Warriors in 4K is out, Wraith. You know that, right? You know that, right? Arrow. Or was it Arrow? It's an Arrow release, right? The Dread Pirate Roberts. Which, you know, my name is Robert. So there you go. But The Warriors is one of those movies that I get it. I totally, like, I see it. I watched it. I totally get why people like it. Not for me. I watched it. I'm glad I watched it. But that's enough. I'm good. His Girl Friday. That's a good one. Stardust. I have that on my watch list on Max, I think. Because I've only seen that once. Lawrence of Arabia. Beer Fest. Wow. What a change. And then Wings. Interesting. Rushmore. I agree. Vertigo. Absolutely. Oh, dude. Rear Window. I'm a Rear Window fan. I think I like Rear Window more than Vertigo, but it's almost impossible for me to choose. I love those movies so much. And Rope. Dude, Rope is fantastic. I'm a big Hitchcock fan. I like The Man Who Knew Too Much. I like Saboteur. They're great. They're great movies. Not a huge. I mean, Psycho is good, but not top tier for me. The Birds is also really good, but not top tier for me. And then there's like the Topaz and Torn Curtain and you know some of those. I they're okay. They're fine. There's a weird 70s feel to those movies that feels less like Hitchcock and more like he's trying to do something that it just didn't work for me. Anyway, Rumble in the Bronx. Totally, yeah. I mean, shit. And Enter the Dragon I put on my list. Or Fist of Legend. Fist of Legend really is probably... It's a better movie than Enter the Dragon. I know some people wouldn't like to hear that, but I really love Fist of Legend. It Happened One Night. Fantastic movie. Oh, Big Trouble in Little China. Absolutely on the list. Our Man Godfrey. 1930s, man. You were into the classics, man. 1930s. I should put this on. 1936. Our Man Godfrey. I haven't seen that. Who does it have in it? Who is this? Okay. Where are the actors? Alice Brady. Oh, well, there you go. Carol Lombard, William Powell, Gail Patrick, Alice Brady, Jane Dixon. Oh, dude. Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Fistful of Dollars for a few dollars more. Man, those are some other ones I can watch anytime. And I mean, shit, Dances with Wolves. Yeah. Juwanna Man and Pootie Tang. Wow. Dumb and Dumber. That's a good one. That's definitely, I mean, that's probably the best comedy of the last 30, 40 years. It's great, man. I don't know about Juwanna Man and Pootie Tang, but, you know. Okay, wait. Whoa, gosh. Dumb and Dumber. Okay, Black Dynamite. I was fine. It was okay. Walk Hard. Oh, I know, Bucho. I know you love your Walk Hard. That is a good one. South Park, yes. Top Secret. Hell yeah. It's a great one. I know. Dumb and Dumber is one of those where, man, I should have immediately came up with that one. And Melvor, welcome. How's it going? Good to see you. Batteries is a lighthearted sci-fi comedy movie, has so much heart. Yeah, I mean, it's just, there's something about it that just doesn't quite connect for me, but it is a good movie for sure. Scavenger's Reign. No, I need to check that out. And yeah, I can't believe Dumb and Dumber didn't come up. I mean, like when I said Shaun of the Dead is one of my favorite comedies, somebody should have been Dumb and Dumber, and I would have been like, oh yeah, of course, Big Lebowski, yeah, of course. Overboard is a fun movie, but there's something. Okay, I'm gonna just say something that's one of those. That's not a reason to not like a movie or to stop watching a movie. Okay, here's the problem. So Overboard was my dad and my ex stepmom's like one of their favorite movies. And the problem is I resented the fact that she saw herself like Goldie Hawn in Overboard. That she comes into this situation with a man with a kid, and that the kids are terrible and all this stuff, right? But oh, they have a heart of gold and all this stuff, and then she learns to love them or whatever. And I resented the fact that she saw me that way. And yeah, I didn't. So it made me turn on the movie, even though I think Kurt Russell and the Goldie Hawn are fantastic. I love both of them. Mini Foul Play with Chevy Chase and Goldie Hawn. I love that movie. Love that movie. But the fact that she equated me with, or equated herself like this, oh, I'm so perfect and I'm so great, which she really wasn't. She was kind of a shitty person. And then, I don't know. There's something about it. I didn't like it. I didn't like the fact that she thought that. So, but anyway, let's see. They rebooted. Oh, all Overboard. Yeah, I don't know. Fist of Legend is probably my favorite Bruce Lee movie. You mean Fist of Fury? His was Fist of Fury. Jet Li was Fist of Legend. So, Maltese Falcon. Yeah, absolutely. That John Denver's full of shit, man. I love the way he delivers that line. It's so good. It's so good. Can't wait for that next Toy Chasers. I know Shaun of the Dead is returning to theaters everywhere. Everywhere. Honestly, one of my comfort movies is The Thing. I watch it so much. That is a good one. Did you talk like Pee Wee as a kid? Are you talking to me, Melvor? If you are, then yes, I did. Yeah. I just, you know, I know you are, but what am I? All that stuff. I mean, I can't do it nearly as well as there's a lot of people that do it way better than me. But there, every now and then, if my voice is in the right level, I can hit a pretty good laugh. I can totally understand. I would hate Overboard too if that was my case. Yeah, and it's not like I hate it. It's just that there's a certain bit of resentment that comes along with that, and it just reminds me of that, and it puts me back in that state where I'm like, you know what? Screw you for thinking that I'm this terrible kid. Like, oh, I'm out of control. No, I was a freaking kid. Okay, here's the thing I'm going to tell you. And yeah, this is one of those things that it makes me laugh. Okay, it just makes me laugh. So she was convinced that there was something wrong with me. And so she convinced, this is a little personal, I guess, but screw it. She convinced my dad that I needed to have therapy because there's something seriously wrong with me. Seriously wrong. I went to 2 sessions. And after the second session, the psychiatrist had my parents come in while I'm sitting there. It said, he is incredibly smart and well adjusted for everything that he's been through. This kid is awesome. So you guys need to lay off of him. And I was like, yeah, yes. Now, the problem is being a slightly more intelligent kid for my age. I used it to my advantage, and I'm not proud of this, but as I got older, and this sounds like I'm so admiring. I'm just trying to say I got smarter, and I read more, and I got smarter and smarter, and I outsmarted them, and I took advantage of both of them, right? My dad and my stepmom in a lot of ways that I'm just not proud of. And I mean, like I would talk my way out of things where I clearly should have gotten in trouble. But I talked my way out of it. And because I was a prick and I was an insensitive and some might say, was? You're still an insensitive prick, Rob. But anyway, insensitive, egotistical. I'm not proud of that. I'm not proud of that part of my life, or that time in my life. I would say from roughly 15, 16 to roughly 21, 22. I wasn't a bad person, but I wasn't a great person. And I definitely got better. And part of the reason that I got better is because of that lady in there. She grounded me, and she made me a better person. And that's not a, oh, need my brownie points, nothing like that. It's truth. She grounded me. But then I started to realize how much I took advantage of them, and I felt bad. But then my stepmom at the time left my dad. So, I don't feel as bad about that anymore. But it's still that whole idea that she was, I don't know. And I shouldn't let it bother me. And I don't. But it's one of those things that, like, I just, yeah, it was a weird part of my life that I just don't care about anymore. And no, I wasn't the kid from Overboard. It wasn't that bad. I forgot that they remade Point Break. Point Break is another great one. And I will go toe to toe with anybody that says that, oh God, I just blanked on her name. Catherine Bigelow. Catherine Bigelow is one of the best directors of the last 30 years. Dude, okay, you want me to clarify? One of the best action directors. I think she is fantastic. And the fact that she hasn't made so many freaking, I mean, of course she, Zero Dark 30, but she is, again, Point Break, Strange Days. She will always be on my list of some of my favorite directors. She's on that list. It's a short list. She's on it because she's awesome. Point Break never should have been remade. Utah. Give me two. Sandman is on. What? Sandman is on tonight. Wait, what are you saying? What are you saying, Derek? What? What? Wait, what? You've got to go. You all have a great night. Rufus, have a great one. What are you saying about Sandman? Oh, Melvor is Sandman. His insults. Okay. Gotcha. I don't watch Shaun of the Dead because of how much it always played in my dad's ex house when I was younger. Ugh, it was hell. Okay. See, I understand that. Again, I just told the story about Overboard. So yeah, there you go. Brings up memories and I get in a bad mood. Yeah. At least after that, you were validated to be in the right and she was off target. Oh, again, it's one thing to, is that because you were going through your goth phase? Bucho, you joke, but yeah, I was. But it wasn't the goth part of it, or not goth, but just, oh, I'm an artist now, and I was just, again, egotistical, egocentric, pretentious. It just, yeah, it's, I mean, look, I'm not perfect, but I'm so much better than I was. So much better. Like I don't say things the way that I said. I mean, like, dude, even on the there are things about the old podcast when I listen to it, I cringe because I'm like, dude, get over yourself. Get over yourself. You're not that. No, you're not the shit. I mean, there is a. I will say that there's definitely a positive to being confident in your abilities, in your language, in the way that you carry yourself. All of those things can be a positive. I took it way over the top in some cases. Not all, but in some cases, I'm like, dude, get over yourself. You're not, no, come on, come on, come on. You know? So yeah, if I'm harder on myself these days, it's because I know better. I have done all the things, right, that I've done. I won't go into detail, but yeah, I've done some things I'm not proud of, and I'm a better person now because of it. I mean, again, that's in the eye of the beholder, right? Right? Because I'm sure there are people that from my past that would say, "No, you are not a better person. You're the same egotistical prick you always were and you always will be." But that's fine. Because I think I'm a better person now, and I feel better about myself now. So many things. So many things, Bucho. Literally 17 things. I would never use hyperbole in Rob's chat. Would you be freaked out if an alien was peeking at you through the window? Sure. Sure. There's not an alien peeking through the window, but okay. So 2 things, and then we can get out of here. First, Superman has wrapped. So this was posted just 4:13 p.m. God bless our cast and crew whose commitment, creativity, and hard work have brought this project to life. I set out to make a movie about a good man in a world that isn't always so much, and the goodness and kindness and love I've encountered on a daily basis on the set has inspired me and thrust me forward when I felt too spent to move on my own. Thank you all from the bottom of my heart. It has been an honor. The destination has been Superman, but the journey has been the toil and the laughter and the emotions and ideas and magic we've shared together on set, and for that I'm forever grateful. Photo from our first week of shooting in Svalbard, Norway. Look, there's a reason why James Gunn didn't come to Comic-Con. He was finishing Superman. So I'm excited. I'm excited about that. A little bit of news, a little bit of news there. I'm excited. Depends how the alien looks. That's right. When Rob says he's done things, he means mushrooms. No. And what is it? What's the one that Rogan always talks about? Ayahuasca or I don't know how to pronounce that stuff. No, I've never done that. In fact, one of my friends that I used to work with tried to talk me into doing that. And he goes, it's a really crazy experience because you actually see yourself for who you are. And I'm like, there is nothing I don't think that I could see on that would shock me or change me that much in any way, because I did that work in my early 20s when I started to realize, oh wow, maybe I am a prick. Maybe I do need to change. Yeah. But yeah, I don't really need to do that, but that's just me. No mushrooms though. I've never done mushrooms. Weed, speed, and whatever was in that bowl that made me lose time. I don't know what that was. I don't know what that was. I still don't know what that was. That freaked me out. And it freaked me out for weeks. I would lose time, like seriously, like 2 weeks later. I would lose time. And what would happen is every time it would happen, it would be shorter. So it wouldn't be as much time. And I'd be like, oh yeah, okay. And then I'd wake up and be, okay. It happened again. I did not, dude, not good. I don't know if that was PCP. I don't know what that was. Anyway, it was messed up. I remember the episode of Married with Children where aliens visited Al to steal his socks for fuel for their intergalactic ship. He should have put together a small teaser for Comic-Con. Garner some type of hype. Oh, the hype is there. I just don't think he was ready for it, you know? And especially when I mean, seriously, last couple of days of filming, you don't want to stop to do any of that stuff. I mean, it would depend. Like if it was going to come out in the next year, if Superman was coming out in the next year, like what is it? Superman, what's the name of it? Okay, James Gunn, Superman, release date. July 11th. Okay. So before the next Comic-Con, there will be a Superman movie. Okay. Well, I mean, maybe they should have. I don't know. Any truth to the rumor that DC is bringing back Henry Cavill to play Brainiac? I have not heard that anywhere else, and if it was, I would be surprised. Henry Cavill's got a lot on his plate right now. He's got a lot going on. So my guess is he would not want to touch DC again, unless it was something Robert Downey Jr. level. Possible, but doubtful. Unless you're just kidding and trying to equate Henry Cavill to Robert Downey Jr., in which case that was an elite level troll. Matt Reeves made a teaser for the Batman when it was 30% done. Yeah, but have you seen Matt Reeves? That dude needs help. I'm kidding. I love Matt Reeves. No, I don't. Yeah, I mean that's completely different though, because it was in the middle. Wasn't that the middle of COVID? Right? And they couldn't film anyway. If I would think that if Comic-Con was on the last 2 days of filming for the Batman, I don't think Matt Reeves would have put together anything either. You know, I think James Gunn had his eyes on the pride. Dumb RDJ Doom joke. Okay, got it. Who is James Gunn going to get to play Batman? I'm guessing that's what you meant. I don't know. I'll tell you what. If they got I'm doing this because I can't remember the guy's name. Okay. Alan Ritchson. If they got Alan Ritchson to play, that would be one of those situations where I'd go, man, I don't know, because I haven't seen Alan Ritchson really act. But damn, does he look like he could. I mean, that's what you want from Batman, don't you? You want somebody who looks like freaking badass. The problem is, how does this guy blend in? You know, he's too big. He's just too big. But man, there's a part of me that wants that. I want to see just freaking Batman, but I don't know. Next July is insane. New Jurassic World, Superman, and Fantastic Four all in the same month. I think Fantastic Four will be the most successful. I mean, I don't know, man. It depends. It depends. If that's Superman, I'm excited for his Superman. I really want to see what he can do. But I don't know. It is too hard to tell right now. Because here's the thing, too. If you got a good Jurassic story, what is it now? Jurassic Universe? Whatever it's called. I just don't, man. I don't understand. Other than the money. And that's a big factor, right? A lot of actors, they make their little, their little pet project or whatever, and then they go and they make a big dumb action movie. I don't know. I just don't see why Scarlett Johansson. Okay, here's the thing. I saw A Marriage Story. Scarlett Johansson put in a hell of a performance I didn't honestly think she was capable of. And it just saddens me a little bit that she would choose to do a Jurassic movie. Because man, those haven't been good in quite a long time. But you might say, well, that's because of what's his face at the helm of the last 3 of them. What was his name? But who knows? Maybe it's, oh my God, I got something like in my eyelid. And it hurts. It hurts. But here's the thing, guys. It's time to go. It is definitely Jurassic Park. That's right. Capital ass. Last 3 were bad. Sorry. If you liked them, that's great. I'm happy for you. But man, I thought they were poop. That's right. Poop. You see that in the chat? P-E-W-P. Poop. But it's time to go. I've been talking for 3 hours. I mean, little over. But look, we got redemption. Redemption. We got stuff. We got things. Le pupe. Yes, exactly. But guys, I had a great time. And I say it all the time. I mean it. But it needs to be said. You spend any time in this chat, it means so much to me. It really does. I enjoy doing these shows. I enjoy that you guys enjoy these shows. And that and then we can hang out and talk movies and all kinds of crazy crap. And yeah. So I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you watching. And we'll be back next week doing the thing. By the way, like I said, I'm going to go see Trap on Thursday. So if you're interested in Trap and you want to hear my thoughts on it, be on the lookout for it Thursday night. Cool? Cool. You guys have a great week. We'll see you next week. That could have been said better. And hey, enjoy Rebel Moon if that's your thing. But we'll see you next time.